Let's get hype, ladies and gentlemen. This is it, the Open Grand Finals. Not much to talk about in the pregame because we don't know anything about these players, but we'll give you the names all the same. I'm Ro, joined by Cornpop. We're over here in North America, giving you lads a little peek at what's coming to you in the mid division, where there will be one winner, and they will move to that division. So, without further ado, we have Lol Tilt, the red team, featuring Juho, Fundo, Avelsi, Mimo, Kauko, and Syuko.
That just screams like they're an anime team to me. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna make any assumptions, but those names are pretty. This is not gonna be a fun cast talking about those guys this whole time. But on the other side, as I hear the ready up coming down, Fontar, Vladandri, Zerhil, Ducky, CJ, and Chando are their players.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gemm is going to be our cameraman as we go into this first map. We're looking at the demo man who hits the slide, Kauko. But CJ is all over the point right now, getting some early sticks to prevent anyone getting that pack right now. Players are playing really slow. Vlad Andre is getting in position on top of the awning. He's shooting some rockets down, waiting for the opportunity to go in. Avel is going to follow up on his soldier, but he's ignored Vlad Andre, who's now going to be coming down on top. No, he's actually backing out, trying to catch up the scout that snuck in through sewer. Fundo is trying to make some havoc here over behind. Finally gets taken down by a nice shot from Zeri. Ducky did get taken down by Avelsi, who is still making some havoc. Finally gets taken down by CJ. The last player alive is the demo man, trying to get into the face of the medic, but the medic was practically nowhere to be found. And that's a wipe. Only one death on the side of Sick Laughter.
That was a great comeback by Sick Laughter there. They were already backing out, but then Ducky got aggressive, got the frag on the medic, somehow didn't die, and then got like another frag before he finally died. But that time, the rest of his team had come in, and yeah, now they've got the second point pretty much capped off. They have 100% Uber advantage. Row. They're gonna be looking at taking this last point. They want to get their first round on the board very early.
Yeah, they've got all the cards, all the stars are in alignment. But another thing in alignment is these stickies above the entrance they seem to be going for. They want to go in through the shutter. And there are stickies right above the door. They do clear out one. They pop early, but the demo takes a little bit of damage there early on. Scouts going to be rushing forward, trying to get onto the medic. Medic jumps into the panic room, and now the scouts are on the point. CJ throwing some stickies in front of some players. Oh, the cap almost got off, and then finally, yes it did. The demo did get taken down by Kauko, but the scouts were still there and able to get onto the point, get that round real quick, and we're looking at a very strong performance from Sick Laughter. Let's see if Lol Tilt can retaliate this next mid.
Yeah, on that one, Lol Tilt really just needed to play the point a little better. Kind of all ran away, and that's good for staying alive, but the enemy stands on the point and the game ends, and you got to keep that in mind. So, CJ getting here much faster than Kauko. Seems he's already throwing some stickies down. They did win that last mid. We'll see if it continues on this time. Zero getting a bit aggressive. Ducky as well. He was a big playmaker last time. Look at Mimo. He's in on the enemy team, but he doesn't really get anything. Kauko follows up on some of his damage, gets one frag there. So it's a 5-on-5 at the moment. Ducky again with the big bomb, thrown way up into the air. And actually, I think he might have eaten a medic air shot. Goes down eventually, though. And with Juko and Kauko both going down, that's the medic and the soldier player. Now there's just 2 scouts left alive on the Lol Tilt team. And I think they're backing off here. They don't want any part of the Sick Laughter squad.
Sick Laughter did a very good job there of completely spreading their damage. I saw Lol Tilt was not really getting their focus fire where they needed to, and that's kind of their I don't know what to call it, their Achilles heel right now. Is they got people going in, but no follow-up, no aggression. And as a result, the heals can go out very nicely from Chando to keep his players alive, spread them out, and they just survive.
Now they're looking to push into that last point. Chando just got that 100%, so they can get 2-0 up extremely early like this. This will be really good for them going to the second map and manage to win this one and the rest of this map as well. They get the gun out very early. They still haven't even had to pop. They pushed so far forward, and finally they pop that Uber charge off. There's players coming out of the back room as well, all in that panic room again. They're doing the exact same thing, and they're completely getting slaughtered. It's only Suzuki alive, and he's going to run on the point. Got one frag, but not quite enough. 2-0 now, still in favor of Sick Laughter.
Yeah, that Uber was taking up the brunt of Lol Tilt's attention, and as a result, Fontar the scout was able to just come up to the left side and juke around as best he could. Got some nice picks onto the medic and this soldier. So once again, we saw a dominating mid from Sick Laughter. Let's see if Kauko can retaliate, make something better of this. He did get there much faster this time. Gonna get some stickies over to the left side. CJ opted to go through the sewer side. Moving off to the right side, we do see the soldiers taking a little bit of high ground here on the crates, but very passively. They don't want to give any high ground whatsoever. finally using it moving forward. Vlad Andre getting in there deep, getting some good damage on that Abel, who's going to crater. Fundo will be able to pick up on the Vlad Andre, though. Oh, nice pipe from CJ to pick off Fundo. Sickle after doing a very good job holding onto this. Kaoku, though, is sitting very comfortably with his scout and medic. They need to get some opportunities to pick up Ducky here. He tried to jump over the top, couldn't make anything happen there. But the scouts are getting healed up and working their way over to the left side, pressuring the players while Ducky walks forward, hits himself in the face with the rocket, finally gets taken out by Mimo. It's looking like a very even mid on both sides, but CJ is now reloaded and he's walking forward. He's not afraid. He's going to throw some pipes into the air, but the scout will keep him down. Kauko got taken out by Fontar, who's looking from the left side. Mimo's backing off while the Uber's popped off from Lol Tilt, and now the counter pop is coming in from Chando, who's getting out of the scouts. They're going to be able to catch up these players in the sewer, and that's actually a mistake. Both scouts went in there, so now the CJ's working in. It's a nice pipe onto the scout. Fontar's going to clean that up, and Juho went down, so it's pretty much just Suko alive. Waiting inside sewer, though, no one saw him, so he's going to have an opportunity here to go for a play.
Why do you go sewer? Bro, tell me. They could have just backed off. Joe. Suko's coming right up the medic node, and Chando's in a bit of a tough spot. All he's got is the Demo Man to try to protect him, but Suko's missing all his shots. He's not hitting anything. The bottle's out from the Demo Man, and he just bottles him down. Oh, welcome to the Open Grand Finals, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be CJ taking down the scout player. Capping off that second point as they're going to be looking to get into the last for that third time.
Nemo is actually able to get a frag inside flank. The players are aware of him, but they don't know where he's going to come from, and they're not watching lower. So he's going to have an opportunity to go for a bomb here. He does finally get called out. Now Vlad Andre is going to follow up on the scout's call, and Nemo's going to get taken down there very easily. Chando not pressured anymore. They do have Uber advantage, but much smaller than the last few times they pushed into last here. And actually, they might not even be getting it in time to push. They might even be thinking they don't have ad whatsoever. But they certainly do have enough if they just worked into position right now and went for it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're 2 up. They could kind of take the position to just chill. I don't think that's what they're doing, though. Left-hand side, popping that overcharge off already. They're not scared. Focusing on this heavy really early, and that's going to be good, taking them down. They haven't really done much to the sentry gun. Finally, it goes down, but the overcharge is already fading. They've only got 1 frag for it so far, so we'll see what the retaliation is. They are going to get Apple as he came forward. Didn't end up dying. Now, there's a lot of time on point. Zeryl's trying to get onto that, and this is a collapse. They're getting all these frags, and that is going to be them taking the 3rd round.
Juho just couldn't stay alive long enough to get that Uber. There was a very good job of Kauko to have stickies all over the point. There was no chance they could get any time on it, and that delayed long enough for Juho to build up that percentage, but unfortunately went down. Very nice job. I didn't catch which scout got the final. It was Fontar who was able to get in there, take down the medic. So, ooh, fast rollout from CJ. He's going to be doing the little Kato rollout with the mid-air sticky. Going to cut off Kauko entirely, and a follow-up from Vlad Andre is going to put some great damage. One sticky's all going to take Kauko so close. He's waiting still, standing perfectly still, finally gets arrowed up, but Ducky did manage to get a frag on that bell while all that was happening, and now it's looking desperate for Lol Tilt to stay alive or at least get out.
Yeah, Coco taking so much damage really early on was basically that whole mid. He didn't go down, and oh, there's still a soldier trying to get in. Oh no, Juno's definitely going down, right? There's so many soldiers. There we go, but Andre gets that frag. Still jumping around, and it's going to get another one there. Getting those frags. So that's going to be a full wipe. Only Ducky died in that mid/second fight that just went down. They're capping up the second point once again. It's going to be 100% ad, maybe only like 90, but more or less very large Uber advantage on the side of Chando and Sick Laughter. So they're going to go in, and it's tough to bet against them for this last push.
In a position here and lower. Oh, he actually managed to read this very nicely. No one's even seen him, so he's got an opportunity to get out to the demo, put some damage out. Almost gets it, forces Uber at least, because the demo was so low on health. I think it was single-digit health there. Gonna be rushing forward with this Uber, and Suko, the Pyro, is able to do a little bit of chaos over here. Does get the reflect damage onto Ducky, so he's gonna be out of this fight entirely. CJ does manage to get caught out while he's a little bit too far forward, and Fundo will be able to pick up on a Vlad Andre. So now with no demo, no soldier, and a scout respawning, this is prime real estate for buying second.
Alright, they've managed to turn something around. Maybe they got the momentum. I think that's the first fight they've won in almost 10 minutes. So maybe they can change things around. It was obviously a really good flank by, I believe it was Mimo, sorry, who started that off, forced that Uber charge off really early. And now they have the Uber advantage. They can be pushing into this middle point. They've capped off second, which is a good start for them. They need to bring it back. They're already down by 3, so they got a long way to go, and they still have a Pyro.
Yeah, and the worst part is getting in right now is so hard because they've only got a 20% advantage, and the longer they take to get in, get deeper, the harder it's going to be to win this fight because the next is going to get Uber any moment now. The Uber is forced off from Juho. They're going to be rushing forward. The Pyro Suko is doing the best he can to clear the way. Not able to connect on anything, and now the counter pop does come off, but the air blast is able to push him back. So any players who are committed could get taken down, but no, CJ is going to get the better of the medic Juho and take him down. Ducky will trade with Fundo before getting taken down, or Mimo before getting taken down. And Vlad Andre is really deep, preventing this cap from happening, but Fundo might be able to get this off at the very last moment. Zeri knows the damage, and he's going to be able to pick. It's just Kauko and a Pyro. Suko making his way on top of it. He's got the power jack. Giving that extra speed boost, but can't quite get away. Does get the reflect on the Zeri. That's a
oh,
beautiful,
no.
Beautiful thing to see.
Well, that could have gone worse, I guess. I mean, their Pyro stayed alive, which is honestly probably a bad thing more than anything. They still have this Pyro on the field. But they didn't, like, completely lose this point. They're going to be able to walk right back in and take it. Seems like everybody on Sick Laughter has backed off. So, yeah, that was more successful than I was expecting, not going to lie. When a Pyro Uber comes out on Process Until, I kind of assumed it's not going to work very well, but that did the job more or less, and now they're holding on this point. Problem is that 50% though.
Yeah, in this position, I never knew this existed. There's actually a hiding spot on the silo. He's going to jump down, but the fall damage tips his hand. Thankfully seated in here, and he is going to get the frag on the demo. That demo pick is very crucial because that's your main stopping power for this re-flood of Lull Tilt. They're making their way in through the choke very conveniently, but with one less soldier, it's going to be very hard. Suko just now going to be working his way up, pushing players out. They are going to hold on to the midpoint by that very interesting spot. I never knew you could hide there.
We still have a Pyro. Bro, I don't know. Maybe it's my North American brain, but I'm not.
It's okay. It's just the Pyro. The Uber gets forced off.
I'm not used to this.
It's the meta. It's 2017. Let it be.
Oh, they're gonna get the frag on a Zero, so their good fighting streak is still going on here. Get that one frag, but of course it is still Uber advantage for Chando. It's pretty big as well. It's like 60%. So, I mean, I would expect to see them push it a last with 60% Uber advantage, but they are 3 up. Maybe they want to play it safe, sit back. I hope not.
You see Chando really far back. They want to play defensive. They have the 3-0 win. They know how to play it right. Wow. They don't have to do anything. You know?
All right.
It's just how it goes. When you're up 3 rounds, you don't have to do anything. And that's actually a little bit helpful, though, because it does mean that, because, you know, there's plenty of time left, but the pressure is on Lull Tilt to initiate. They're going to be the ones who are going to be orchestrating a push that will win. And they have a secret weapon, which is a Pyro, who is going to walk in front of Stickies and clear them out with a shotgun.
But you see, Sick Laughter knows the counter to the Pyro. It's the Spy class. And they've put Zero on that class to try to take down, probably not the Pyro, probably the Demo or Medic, but if he gets the Pyro, that'll also be a valuable pick for his team, and he's still cloaked in behind. They've actually run their Pyro in. The Pyro sack has happened.
Classic Pyro sack.
Oh, the Medic definitely was on his head. The Medic was just on his head.
The scout was watching right in the face of that shimmer from the cloak. That's an old school term, the shimmer, the cloak, and so now they're fully aware of it. They're gonna be checking every now and then, and because they have the cow mango, they don't have to worry about ammo either. Just spam to their heart's content.
No more Pyro in the field at the very last. Shukel's coming up on Heavy Weapons Guy, and Fundo's up on Sniper. There, that Spy tried to get in. Nemo took him down, so... We got the heavy push last. Marxist will be proud, bro.
This is good. This is some high quality TF2. This is something you can't see at the higher levels. This is you know, although it's with the Thomas Slav, I'm disappointed now. But it's still a heavy push, so we're going to be seeing them walking in. They're not afraid of the Stickies. They're going to pop off finally. Fundo gets sniped, though. Very nicely done by Zeri, who was able to respawn in time during that respawn. Waiting for that timer to tick away. And so both heroes get forced off. Fundo got taken down magically. And Zeri is able to push forward and take out the player in Wally. So now, with Sukel very deep now on top of CJ, gets spammed out by the nice Stickies, and now Zeri going to clean house with his 3rd frag. They're going to be working their way forward, and Chuho's way too far forward. He's going to get taken down here.
No
way.
Thankfully,
grabs the medic, or the scout, just in time to get that quick speed boost, and will be making it into mid. If another teammate can be there in time, yes, he will be able to stay alive.
Alright, Juno's going to survive. Sure.
I don't know
either, honestly, but he's okay. They're back on that middle point. Push didn't quite work over them. I like the idea of the heavy push. I don't know if it was greatly executed. They wanted to kind of work that post-fight, the post-Uber fight with that heavy, have that sort of an advantage, but didn't end up working. They've decided to opt back for the Pyro. as is tradition. Schukel is up on that class, so we'll see what they can do sitting here on this middle point. It's certainly going to help them if the other team does decide to push with this Uber advantage. It's only like 15%, so I doubt it. But it's not even, it's like 10%. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, that's not even the highest level caliber of Uber counters can capitalize on those kind of advantages. It's pretty much next to not doable once you're within that 20% range.
But it's interesting to see sort of how the playstyle changes once the scoreline goes to 3-0. Sick Laughter have been way less aggressive, and they've just chosen to sit back usually when they have these big advantages. And, you know, it's working out for them. They haven't lost any rounds yet, so, I mean, props to them there. 15 minutes in, that means we're at the halfway point of this game, so they got to start doing stuff. Nemo might be that one to do stuff, but that was, ooh, questionable. Big pipe from CJ. We'll give him that. We'll give him that. I don't know if it was the most impressive air shot I've ever seen in my life, but it is an air shot. It counts. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But they have Stukul, Pyro. That's actually a really good opportunity. They could have done something more than just get Nemo in to sack, because obviously nothing's changed. You know, no counter sack from Sick Laughter. They've done nice there. Oh, nice reflect. Can't quite connect it. If he can just get the angle right, he might be able to get out. Rocket onto the medic, and medic's taking a little bit of splash. Chando doing a very nice job of dodging everything. But this is really good pressure, because the more spam rockets they feed, the more they can, you know, potentially get that crit rocket that will eventually lead to forcing Chando. No. Ooh. I saw this spam pipes and I got very nervous, but he made the right decision. He walked off the point.
Yeah, Mimo went for another bomb, and we see a couple players actually going over in IT on the side of Sick Laughter. Yeah, they're just... No, they're not having a good time getting in either side here. So they're still just going to be trying to push in. There's a bit of pressure over in IT now from the other team. Now it's Lul Tilt who's kind of coming in. They're going to find Badandri. And, oh, he's missing those rockets. Come on, just get the frag. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So still full strength on both sides as we're continuing to spam back and forth. Pyro, what's Pyro main doing right now? Looks like he's just chilling back down.
Yeah, no, he's not taking advantage of the team that likes to spam rockets in the face of it. So we're gonna be seeing a follow-up bomb from Mimo, getting into the face once again. Can't get that arrow. The medic almost got that. Couldn't thread the needle that time. And Chando will be safe because LC also tried to follow up closely after. So with no soldiers, this is definitely go time. There's no reason to wait around. There are no soldiers. You have to worry about one thing, and that's a sticky trap. So they're gonna be getting in there very quickly, forcing the Uber off on both sides. But Fundo, who is alone in front of the face of the IT, will get taken down, and now it's up to Stukul, just kind of walk into the face of death. Juho gets taken down, and that's a easy collapse. That was unfortunate. Sending the second soldier might have been a little bit of a mistake. Maybe just rough execution.
Yeah, I think it's more rough execution than anything. Because I like that idea, that can work, but you did 0 damage to the medic and 2 soldier bombs. That can't be happening. Now they've given up their second point, and once again we see the dominating team taking over that second point. That was a really smart mid push by them. Kind of on the fault of Lul Tilt. They weren't really expecting them to come through IT and choke at the same time. Really just squished them, sandwiched them in, and were able to get those frags even when the Uber charge was up. After it failed, they were all kind of just sitting dead in the water, so... Now we have another advantage, about 30%. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to push with this, because they could continue playing it passive as they have. But 4-0 is a great position to be in, and 30%, that's pushable.
Oh, absolutely. They're not going to be waiting around. When I saw it earlier, you know, they had that small advantage, and I was like, you know, they could be getting into position right now, but they're not. And now we do see even better. They're getting into position before they have 100%. So now they're going to be getting in right away. Not afraid of the sticky. He's just trying to put their demo in. He's walking forward with the pipes. He gets hit with the Uber. Throwing some spam pipes, helping his scouts get in, not the sentries down. They need to focus the point now, but Kauko is in position above the bats. Getting some stickies down. He deads though. And that's going to open up the door for the cap, but he's actually managed to pick up on CJ, the other demo man. So it's even frags on both sides, and it's just Chando and Ducky to come in. Chando gets taken down for one last desperate attempt, and LC will pick off Ducky.
Yeah, I don't know. That push went really weird in a lot of ways. It felt like there weren't a lot of players in on the side of Full Tilt, sorry, not Full Tilt, Sick Laughter. But clearly, I mean, they all died. They were all part of that fight, so who knows? Now it is going to be a spy play, though. Watch out for him. He did get spotted, and he's dead, so never mind. But now with that one player down, it's a 5-on-6. Big Uber advantage for Juho, and I think they're probably going to take this one fairly easily. Vladandri is going to be trying to hide, but again, they check that spot. pretty obvious hiding spot. They weren't likely going to fall for that. Now they're on this middle point, and they're not stopping this aggression at all. They're going coast to coast. They've actually popped the Uber charge off here, Ro, and I think that's an interesting decision. I don't know if it's going to pay off for them. CJ is going to eat an arrow from his medic and keep himself alive, so that Uber charge really didn't get anything at all. Now they're still pressuring into last, but this might be a bit of an overextension. They get the demo man, which is nice, but otherwise they need to back off right now. They lost their own. They're going to just barely live, but when that Uber charge comes, it's not going to be fun.
Losing both demos there, unfortunate, but you know, when you get that pick on CJ, it's like, yeah, it's great, but you lost your own demo at the same time.
Yeah.
They're actually kind of going in for it. I think this is actually an okay decision here because they know they're at an Uber disadvantage. They got to get their soldier, and Ducky actually might even get taken down here. One rocket's all going to take 8 HP, so weak. He's going to go inside the resub and stay alive. Avel sees, juking for his life, gets taken down by Fontar. So now this is a desperately poor situation. They need to get their scouts in there. That was not a two-man sack get out. That was a dry push opportunity while their demo was down. They needed the follow-up from the scouts to take out those, to follow up on those soldiers, but both sides are going to have Uber here, so potentially we're going to see maybe Lol Tilt can find a chance to save this point, but no, they're going to give it up.
Oh, not quite. They popped the Uber charge off. They're going to push forward onto this mini Spire. Both Uber charges have been popped off now. Nobody dying. They're finally focusing on CJ, who's not caught in this Uber charge. But now Juho, watch out. He could be in a bit of an issue. There we go. Mimo did get that frag on the medic. Did get taken down by Vlad Andre. But in the back line still, it looks like it's kind of being the cleanup crew over on the red side. They're jumping around. CJ's in a lot of trouble. Does get taken down by Fundo. And now that soldier going down, it's just Ducky. Ducky 1v1 kills himself as he splashes into Fundo. One left alive, and he's going to be standing on that Spire. Fundo is your man standing.
And that's pretty important too, because that's Lol Tilt winning that second point, despite all the odds. The respawns are going to be up, and Chando actually opted to go for Pyro real quick while waiting for his team to respawn. A very good decision, but I don't think it was really necessarily warranted, because there's no way a single scout could have gone from last to last before your respawns happened.
Yeah.
Second to last, excuse me. Heavy play. Oh, so let me talk about this real quick. So this is really good. Like you said, it was getting the heavy in is really strong, but they're actually going for a dry push even. The sentry's going to be around the corner. Kauku's going to take that down, and now the heavy is at 450. Or not quite 450, but it's going to be 450 eventually. And that's going to be very useful if they can pull all the players towards fighting the heavy, and then if you're not shooting the heavy, your teammates are flanking from behind and doing a lot of work here. So he's going to be able to take down Ducky very early on. He's also doing pretty good on health. He's going to be walking to the point, clearing the stickies. CJ's in his face. He's got to get some more players in front of the face while he's doing the heavy lifting. He's doing so much damage to the soldier, but can't make it happen. Finally, the cap goes off! All right. The stickies detonated, and they will be able to step on the point.
A good play for them, I guess. It was a little sloppy in that push execution. You kind of saw them like stall halfway through to heal up their players. And I was just watching Mimo, and Mimo had like very low HP. He was standing for an arrow, and he just wasn't getting it. So then he just walked forward on like 20 HP and like ate a sticky and died. So I don't know. It worked out for them. I'm not gonna be too harsh on them. They're now up 1 point, and ooh, it's an interesting sticky placement by CJ.
Mimo is currently on heavy, very slow to mid right now. I'm not sure what happened there, but he is in the fray. He needs to get that 450 health before they continue, because otherwise it's useless. He will finally get up, and the Vlad Andre is going to get in the face of Juho, completely mitigating the entire purpose of the heavy, which is to protect your medic. And now they're going to have no heals to work with, and the heavy's at very low health. He's backing out. He's got a sandwich he can throw around to his teammates, but it's not going to do any work. Very good juking from Zuko. He does manage to get the last pistol before he takes it down. He takes down Chando. That is absolutely crucial, because that was such a late death, and now they're going to be having a huge advantage, easily 40 or 50% if they can keep building.
Bro, there were 4 players looking at Shugo. 4 players with guns. That's excluding the medic. He didn't die. He got the medic frag. I don't know how it happens. Now we see the scouts way too far in. Yeah, Fontari is going to get taken down. But as you said, that heavy play, he's back on the field, still pushing forward in this middle point, and CJ got very overextended, taken down by Avalcy, and this should be a mid recapture from them. They kind of bled in a couple too many players, and with that Uber disadvantage as well. Not going to be doing too great for them, but now they're over on seconds, and the train doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. They probably are going to have to back off the last, but they're all still kind of standing around here. We'll see. Mimo's getting pretty low. He has taken a lot, but he's eaten some arrows and still getting healed up, so it looks like he's fine for now. CJ and Avalcy did end up trading out, but it's 5 on 5 and all the way back on their last. This is the comeback if it's going to happen, Ro.
Easily. They've got 40% ad, like I said earlier, building it up early now. We've seen the pop go off right away. They're going to try and catch out Ducky. Ducky opts to go underneath while everyone else backs out. This is a completely wasted Uber. They're taking it across the point, though, which is actually really good, because Fundo's in the face of everyone. They're getting the cap time. The cap time is so strong, but the bomb foam follows up from Ducky. He will get taken down by Mimo, who's on that heavy class. Finally gets taken down, and Fontar is going to be on a killing spree right now. He's in the face of Coco, but can't kick him down. The cap goes off from FLC.
That fight
3-2 with 6 minutes left, Cornpop.
Yeah, it sure is. This is definitely the comeback if they need it. We see the slip coming in with Sick Laughter. They were so confident, I mean, 10 minutes into this game, but it is quickly slipped away from them. Just over 5 minutes to go in this half, and CJ going to be getting to mid much faster again than Calco. He's been relatively faster, although it's different based on the mid. Calco's actually taking a lot of early spam damage. He's going to have to back off and get healed by his medic, taking heals away from the rest of his team, and they need it. Suzuki and Aval C have both taken quite a bit of damage, and Juko's actually going to end up dying. Aval C might not last long either. Calco's going to get piped down, and they really just didn't have any heals at all. With that heavy being so late, they couldn't do anything that mid.
Yeah, but the good news is Juho got out. That's like the first mid we've ever seen Juho survive, and they do have Mimo on heavy. On top of that Spire, Demo got a little bit too deep here. He's going to get taken down here, potentially, finally, thankfully, thanks to Mimo playing that hit scan class able to chip away at him while he's backing away. Vlad Entree actually makes a bad decision here. He could have played a little bit in the hiding position, potentially catching out someone in flank. But instead backs out to the mid where he's going to potentially die here in the face. Ducky jumps in, can't make it happen. The force comes off from both sides. The cap is in ownership of Sick Laughter here, but we're seeing if no, actually it's a worse Uber, and Mimo's going to be trying to get this off. Does get arrowed off before he could get taken down, and that's actually really crucial because now with a full health, or at least a living heavy, they can finally bully their way in, and they have Chando dead, which means big Uber ad.
There was no point in time where I liked that fight for Sick Laughter. They were kind of in, and they didn't really have the players they needed. They were far more spread out, and when there's a heavy on the field as well over on Process Mid, it's fairly open, so the heavy was able to do a lot of damage in that as well. So they're going to be pushing last with the heavy once again. They've got big Uber advantage, and this is their chance to tie the game up. Over 4 minutes remaining, so plenty of time to work with. They don't have to rush it too harsh, but of course they can't wait around forever. They've got this Uber charge advantage. They got to take down an engineer, and I think that's the only off class. His gun is already level 2, so they're going to be tempted to go in 90% from them.
Not really getting in position either. They've only just now finally opted to go forward, and that's actually going to cost them because they're going to be taking at least 10 seconds just to get all the way through lobby. They're going to get popping the Uber right at their, or as soon as they get to 95%. So this is really bad for them. They do pop up the Uber, and they will take down the gun. But now the Uber's ready from Chando, and now they got to find themselves in a better position in this post-Uber exchange. Chando drops down on the ground in the face of the point. They're going to be focused down Mimo, which is not very good because Juho's all alone. While the rest of his team is in scattered positions, they will be able to get the picks somehow. There's so many frags. How did this happen? They got so many frags during that Uber, Chando.
I have no idea. I have literally no idea how that just happens. Because they should. It was way better Uber charge on the side of Lol Tilt. Like, they totally, or not Lol Tilt, sorry, Sick Laughter. They totally should be able to win that, but I guess in the post-Uber fight, they just completely collapsed it, and now it's a tie game. They need to get this aggression back in full swing, because otherwise, this isn't going to go well for them at all.
Yeah, golden cap opportunity here as CJ steps onto the point, takes the first stick of Kuroko, who can't quite make it to the cap, or the health pack. Excuse me, he's going to be waiting on the first negative choke, and actually there's a lot of aggression from Sick Laughter, who's going to be able to get the first frag on Novell, and no one else is going to move up because they didn't have Mimo as a soldier. I don't know how I feel about that, having one less soldier on literally Roamer playground. The process is so ripe for bombs and everything, and instead they opt to send one of their soldiers as a heavy instead of one of their scouts. But Mimo now in a great defensive position.
Yeah, I guess Lol Tilt are just trying to slow the game down and force a golden cap. Like, that's basically what I'm seeing from them right now. They didn't really commit to that mid at all. They sent one player in, and now they've got all 6 of them sitting back on second, including a heavy. It's a tough point to break, and both teams, I don't know if both teams are just one, or they might be content just to kind of chill, because obviously at this point in time, you don't want to be risky, because if you lose a round in the last 2 minutes when you're tied 3-3, that's going to hurt.
I agree with you there. This is definitely the slowdown mode. A lot can happen. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot can happen in 2 minutes. That's an opportunity for 2 Ubers and post-Uber fights, assuming one of the medics survives. And so all it comes down to is, will Sick Laughter try and time it so that they can win unequivocally? Like, if they mess up, there's no way they can counter-sack us. I think that's the play. And they do have a sniper to work with inside the sewer, which could even open up the door for winning outright.
Yeah, this is a pretty safe play they're pushing in with. Looking at that point, it's not seeing what he wants to see. That medic is being very protective. Juho just sitting behind that mini Spire. And the shot comes out. He's not going to hit anything. They definitely know there's a sniper on the field. No question about it. And there's a minute 20 left on that clock, so they're going to want to go sooner rather than later. And I assume they're going to want to go eventually because otherwise it's just going to be a 3-3. And as you said, they're going to have that more or less perfect opportunity to just go. Here they are now. The Uber has been popped off. Applesea gets taken down by that sniper, but we'll see how these Uber charges end up playing out. Oh, this is very, very bad for the red team. Look at this. Everybody's being caught out. Juho is going to get taken out by Ducky. Ducky got 2 frags in that. Now there's only 3 alive, including the heavy. Fundo's in as well, still trying to fight the soldier over in lobby. He might get taken down here, though. He needs to live. Not going to do it, though. But Andre's going to be able to get him right before he can do it, and Calco's going to get 2 quick frags. That could turn everything around for them. Now they've got a third one on to blind Andre. It's just these stickies coming out of Calco. They're completely changing the game around, and this is going to stop any push they had of coming in. 30 seconds left in this game, bro, and they're going to get one last chance. It's not going to be a good one.
Yeah, dry push with heals. That's best they can do. They need to be walking forward. Hold that W key. Do not let go. Heal up your players. Arrow them up. Quickly run in, and then just hope you can pull players off the point long enough. But that's going to be next to impossible with only 15 seconds left, and they're barely in lobby. So I'm going to just go ahead and call it. But we're going to see what's happening here as Vlad is going to peek the first shot. No cap time whatsoever. They're going to spam down the gun right away. They need stickies to be detonated right away. Finally, they do get capped. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. There's a Chando on the point. Can't make it happen. There it is. Last ditch effort. They did manage to get, 3 frags. That's impressive. Sort of.
Yeah, I mean, if they had 5 or 10 more seconds, that would have been a lot more doable.
And I'm actually really disappointed that, what was it? Sick Laughter didn't take full advantage. They had such a better Uber. CJ just walked up, piped the med, and forced him. That was phenomenal for them. And then they had the better Uber post-exchange. But then they just, I don't know, I'm guessing Chando died somehow on that second point after they used that Uber. Like, they lost all their momentum as soon as that happened. I'm really not sure what... Oh, no, that's right. It was the demo man. He got 3 kills with Stiggies. That was Kauko, who actually clutched it out for his team.
Yes.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, absolutely. He actually did really well in that last final fight, saving his team from being taken down in these last few seconds of the match. But we're going to a golden cap, bro, and that's always exciting. Over on Process, especially. These 2 teams. Who do you want to predict gets this golden cap? Because obviously, recently, Lol Tilt has been the dominant team in this match, but I don't think it counts Sick Laughter out.
Well, if you break down this match that we've seen so far, into 2 parts, you'll see that Sick Laughter took a 3-0 in 10 minutes. Like, that tells me they're the better team. But then we saw the off classes. Sick Laughter's not really accustomed to dealing with heavies and pyros. And as a result, we're seeing, Lol Tilt just playing their game the way they need to, and then finally getting better exchanges. I think one of the key things is Juho not dying as often in the second half. That was a big thing, because then they were able to get their Uber advantages, work with them a little bit better, and push their way in. So it's really hard to say, because ideally, Sick Laughter, they have the better mids, without a doubt. Yes. And when it comes to Golden Cap, that's usually what matters the most. Who has the better mid?
So you giving it to them then?
Yes. Sick Laughter has to win this.
Fair enough.
I don't see them losing it.
I think we have some stats right now. So we can just look at those real quick. Looks like CJ is getting that top damage with 309, which is expected. I think he was doing really well for his team. Probably like the biggest name on the team, only one I recognize at least. So, good for him to be able to get that score at the very least. And the rest of them did all right too. I mean, it was kind of a very close game. I don't think anybody played exceptionally poorly. I think, if anything, the mistakes these teams were making were more in coordination and strategy rather than just like straight up DM. Although there were a few bad beefs that I saw.
So, I know the match hasn't ended, but we've got some time while we're waiting for it to ready up here, while I listen carefully for my producer to tell me how much longer before we're ready up. Who would you say is I have my own answer, but who would you say is the person you've been enjoying to watch the most so far?
Enjoying to watch the most? Ooh.
Yeah, there's some players in my mind that stick out that do some pretty cool stuff.
I think the most interesting player to watch for me has been Shukel, the scout on Lol Tilt. He's often getting in on that medic, and he's not always succeeding, but it's always interesting when he's in.
Gotcha. I was gonna say Fontar. I mean, the scoreboard says it too. I mean, look at that. Well,
yeah.
Now that it's reset, but he was absolutely dominating, winning a lot of DM fights. and cleaning house all over the place. He's doing a very good job. So we're going into this next mid. Cornpop, walk us through it. CJ's on the what?
Yeah, CJ
Okay,
is so much faster. Their entire team is so much faster. They're sitting back passively once again. They're not committing to this mid. They're running a spy into the middle point. That's their sack-in option. Oh, it's questionable. It's questionable, Ro. If this pays off them, that's gonna be a very interesting play. You can already tell how suspicious Sick Laughter are.
Yeah, you know, this is actually. Oh no!
Whoa! No.
That was a very bad decision on his part, but whatever. There it goes. That's their first sack, and now I'm really curious about what's going to happen because, you know, they've got some really weird situation right now. They're actually giving Vlad Andre a lot of freedom here. He's able to get up top almost uncontested there. The scout playing lower can see him as he's walking through IT, but he can't really do anything about him. And that's kind of a downfall of playing playing defensively on second like that. It leaves room for players like Vlad Andre to get that deep in for free.
Yeah, now we're sitting this mid to seconds. You can tell that LOL Tilt are not a traditional team. And just the way they've been playing all game, and even that mid, they don't even show up. They run a spy in. They decide that they can't, they don't think they can stack up in traditional, like, standard meta TF2. Then, alright, they're going to change the game up. They're going to play their own way. And we'll see if it's going to work out for them. I mean, this is the ultimate test, isn't it? Zeri is coming up on that sniper class to try to contest. Nemo was hiding, and he's going to get the trade for CJ. That's a good trade.
It's a very good trade. I'll take that any day of the week, you know. With no demo down, they don't have to worry about stickies. They got to get their scat in. Fundo is clearing the way, but he's all alone. He's finally going to run into the sewer while the rest of his team finally flood in through the choke point. But now it's kind of weird numbers on both sides, and they have Zeri, the sniper, who's going to be causing some havoc unless Avel or someone can get in there. No one's moving forward, though. Fundo is going to get taken out by Fondar, who's now playing very defensively, playing around his sniper, making sure nothing happened. But Chando got piped. Did you even see that Kauko? Doing a very good job, and Avel will be able to get the spam shot that kills Zeri. He was trying to get that last sniper shot. So now it's actually looking like, despite the amazing power of Sick Laughter in the first half, with a 3-0 in 10 minutes, we're going to be seeing that slow play that works in favor of LOL Tilt, and they have full ad.
Sick Laughter just aren't very good at playing against this passive, kind of wonky, dare I say, gimmicky style of play that LOL Tilt's pulling out. Now they're sitting on their last with 100% uber disadvantage. It's about 80 now. They got a pyro up, they got a heavy up. Trying to deflect as they're coming in through one door. They popped it off. They're focusing down Zeri, who's up on that heavy, but really they're not getting a whole lot at all with this uber charge. They're finally dealing with the pyro, and the heavy's going to go down as well. So those are two frags in that post-uber fight. This is starting to turn well for them, but they need to keep it up. Getting on that point now. We see Vlad Andres jumping in. Going to be able to do a lot of damage, but he is still getting taken down. There's only 3 alive left on the blue team. They need to get over on this point. Don't let them cap it. Don't let them cap it. They got to do it, but the medic's going to go down, and that is everybody dead. LOL Tilt have just won in the golden cap after being down 3-0 in the first 10 minutes. They pulled it back, and they're going to take this first map on process.
It's a true Cinderella story, Cornpop. It didn't strike midnight. We're really here. We made it. LOL Tilt, despite all the odds, they played the game they needed to play. They wanted to play the, hey, we didn't lose our mid and our med all in the same round. Let's go ahead and, you know, let's get the mid. We'll wait for them to make the action because, you know, it's up to them to decide how to break our incredibly creative defenses, you know, with a heavy, a pyro. They just did such a good job. And then when it came time for, you know, Sick Laughter to pull those cards, the pyro and the heavy, you know, they did a good job of holding it down, but they both died almost instantly. And so that left room for them to just slowly grind that point, wait for players to sack, and the respawn timers weren't there.
Yeah, no, it was very well played on their side as they managed to get that one. And now we're moving on to the next map. I mean, we still have some logs on screen.
No,
if we
no
want to talk about
logs.
those. Huh?
Logs?
Yeah, I was just saying, there's still some logs on screen that we can check out here. I think we still got the ones from last matchup. Is that correct? I believe so. Yeah.
So as we saw earlier, you know, CJ dominating the scoreboard with, you know, also most heals as well as damage and frags. He was just able to do so much when he was given, you know, give him an inch and he took it a mile. You know, he got that force onto the medic. What's his face? I've already forgotten their names because I'm not in front of them. But his name's right there. Juho on the screen there. Juho, who got piped. Very nicely done by CJ. He got a little bit too much room, and that really worked against them. So looking over here, we see Sick Laughter had such a crushing performance all the way down. They owned pretty much the entire map, and just had a, you know, Fundo and Kauko doing very good defensively. We saw that as well from that one incredible defense, which I'm gonna be honest, that might have been the turning point for the entire match.
Oh yeah.
Is Kauko holding that down so that the golden cap won't happen, and then they played their slow, methodic game. That was a really good. Everything about that whole end of that match just played out really well for them.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of neat. I mean, you notice they didn't have like necessarily like far better stats despite like being the winning team, lol told, but their creative use of classes, their interesting strategies is ultimately what let them pull out this win. And that's kind of always the aspect in not just TF2 but esports in general that you got to look at. Like, yeah, the meta's the meta for a reason. It's generally the best way to play. But going unorthodox can be a better strat sometimes because people aren't going to be prepared for it. They're not going to be ready. And you can catch a lot of people off guards, and you can beat teams that are maybe better than you at playing the meta way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious because, those are whenever we talk about some certain things, I remember there might have been I remember a really good description of how in TF2 things in the lower tiers are only doable in the lower tiers because it's the lower tiers, like how in like football or excuse me, in soccer. No, I'm kidding. Trying to be European friendly here. Like in football, doing lateral plays, like just tossing the ball laterally and playing it like rugby, that doesn't happen in football because at the highest level, it's easy to beat. It's easy to counter. And we have the same situation here where if you don't go to mid, it should be punishable by the team that takes mid for free because they have the respawn, they have the freedom to, sack in a player and then just keep playing their game until they get a favorable outcome. What would you say is the right way to play that if you're sick laughter, they give you mid for free, and then they lose their spy? Like, what's the play there?
Well, they lose their spy. I mean, I think you just play it like any other time where you are holding mid and they aren't. Like, that's just a favorable position. All right, well, it's even Ubers. We're on mid. They're on second. Maybe we sack a soldier in. Maybe we run in a scout and switch to sniper. Maybe I just play it like normal. Like, it's the same situation. You just, like, got a free mid win. And it wasn't a very close mid win. It's not going to be like, oh, we get it for free and we get to roll them all the way back. No, it's a free point. Play it like you normally would. And I think they kind of maybe were caught off guard. Maybe they're just not good at those types of plays where it's like even Uber's mid to second. I don't know. But I think they'll get better at dealing with these kind of unorthodox stuff. It's kind of stuff where if you're only playing an open, you're probably like not a super experienced player. Maybe you are, but like not nearly experienced as what maybe we're used to watching on TFTV and ETF2L and ESCA. So they're not going to be as used to these plays, and as they play more, as they get more experience taking on teams like this, they're going to learn to adapt, they're going to learn to take down these unorthodox strategies, and eventually they'll get it. It's just at these points of time. Sick laughter can improve against the enemy teams this type of play. Lol tilt are going to have a harder time unless they change their play style. Moving up, at least.
So we're waiting for connect info now before we go on to our next map, Reckoner, which we got a little taste of that Cornpop in the European scene at Insomnia. We got to see what that was all about. With Reckoner has some pretty interesting open spaces for the lasts, and specifically we got to see Ali going insane and just bombing in as deep as he could because he just knows how to work those stickies in midair. Do you think CJ might actually have a little bit of strength in that same regard?
I think it's very possible. Obviously, I haven't seen this man play too much, but he did seem like the stronger demo in that last match. I mean, obviously there was that big play by Kaudo, so just near the end where he got those like 3 quick kills on last to sort of swing the game around. But overall, I think CJ was the stronger player. So if anybody in this match is going to be able to be as dominating as they were over in I-61, then for sure, I think it's very possible that he could pull that out for his team. We have 12 players in the server, and so we should be going live any moment here, Ro. So once again, it's still ETF2L open. I'm not used to saying those words yet.
This is still ETF2L. We didn't change leagues mid match.
Yeah, just making sure. Open Grand Finals, of course. Sick Laughter versus Lol Tilt. Lol Tilt barely took that first map. It was very close. But they got it in that golden cap. Played a little unorthodox. Now we're coming to the second one if you're just joining us here. It was a good first match, honestly. It really was. So I'm looking forward to this one as well.
Yeah, what started off as, in my mind at the beginning, I was thinking, oh,
Hmm.
wow, 3-0. Well, at least it's going to be a quick match. We'll get those last 2 rounds and it'll be over. But no, we saw Lil Tilt pull it through with a very good comeback, bring it down to golden cap. So that's a quick recap for all of you just joining us now. We're going to Reckoner, where I'm hearing that Lil Tilt is the favorite to win this. But I do think CJ can really open some room for his team for being such a crushing demo. We're going now into this mid. Take us away, Cornpop.
CJ's doing a good job sticking off a door that nobody's going through over on that right-hand side. The rest of the enemy team is all switching to the other side. Now they've got a bit of high ground, but we see that Andre's getting pretty aggressive. He's right in the midst of the enemy team, but he does get taken down. There's another player back there as well. Fontar taken down by Fundo, so both scouts going to get 1 frag apiece, and it's a 4v6. You can see they're already trying to back off, and there's a lot of spam that's going to stop them. They're all getting completely mulched. Mimo got 2 frags there. Fundo and Shukel as well get their second of that mid. So very, very dominating play from Lil Tilt. Not at all what we saw in that last map.
Well, that was... I feel like the tables have turned in like the weirdest way possible. We're going to be seeing a 3-0 in about 5 minutes. Yes, I said it. 3 rounds in 5 minutes from Lil Tilt with these kind of mids coming out. Very good last push. We're seeing a pause, which is kind of a disaster because there's so much happening right now with this Uber. Let me see the percentages real quick. How much? 11%. So this Uber's about to fade any second now, and Mimo's going to get maybe another second at most to get that good rocket onto CJ. CJ's going to get tripled up. We're going to be seeing, Ducky's kind of low on health. Zeri taking up a little bit of the heals. The demo, Kaoko, is really far back. No one's coming out the right side, probably because he's, got eyes on it. But now he's going to be putting his attention forward. There's stickies on the point. Avel's going to walk onto the point. The scouts are only just now getting to the fray. I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to pan out, but my guess is this is going to be their win, if they can get a follow-up from Avel or Kaoko as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think Juho and Mimo are going to cause a bit of a distraction almost as they continue to push forward the enemy team. And then there's just so many people there with poised to just step on that point. Obviously, Avel C is very close to it, but Kaoko can stand on it as well. And while they're standing on that point, they could be spamming at the whole combo. Everybody's jumped up here, or yeah, they're kind of bungled up. Fontar, sitting in spawn, he should probably go to that right-hand side, just kind of cause a bit of a flanking maneuver. That point's not going to get capped in, the half a second it takes for him to run over there, so I think that's probably what he should be focusing on, but heat of the moment, they're not paused in the same place we are. We should make that clear. They have paused 90 seconds in the future, so this isn't really where they are pausing, so they can't strategize in this moment like we can. This pause probably happens either after this round got capped off, or if maybe these guys got pushed back to second. So hopefully it's not in a busy situation, because if your med or demo or anybody drops in the middle of a fight, it can really suck, especially if you lose a round because of that. But that's just how it goes sometimes in esports. I do want to talk about the scouts over on Lil Tilt as well. They're kind of far behind, and I'm guessing one of them had to cap the point or something. That would explain me why Shukel is all the way back there. But I like to see Fundo a little bit farther in than he is right now.
Yeah, Fundo only just now really kind of showing up. I don't see the pack getting taken out. No, he didn't grab the pack, I don't think. Because that would explain why he's so far behind. But yeah, he's just really out of the way of his teammates. So, I don't know. Also, real quick, Cornpop, we're going to do a quick little Nordic thingy with J's. It's Sjukel.
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 No, it's not a shoe.
I'm sorry, I apologize for my North American ignorance. Sjukel.
Yeah, there you go. That was
Sjukel.
I like that. Yeah.
Sjukel,
The J is essentially a Y.
Sjukel. Alright. I apologize. I'll trust your Nordic language
it's probably not even
expertise.
I'm just saying the most Scandinavian name I can think of,
Ooh, there's definitely a difference between Nordic and Scandinavian.
See, that's just how uneducated I am. I can't help it.
I know, right? I don't know what it is. I'm sure maybe these people in Twitch chat can educate us, because I always love to learn. I'm always on the lookout for knowledge, bro.
Yeah, knowledge is power. And
there you go.
My brain is going to atrophy. Yeah, finally, now my muscles can go back to action. As we do see, Avel was able to pick up on the Ducky. The scouts are back in the fray really quickly. I don't even know how the scouts got in so quickly, and they were able to get so many frags, and that's gonna be the round. Yeah, that was literally half a second, and all of a sudden Sjukel was in last, and so was I feel like we skipped 3 seconds there. There's no way both those scouts got in so quickly to get those kills.
It's crazy, but it happened. I promise. They were able to get that one, and now it's 1-0. And as you said, I mean, we might see a 3-0, kind of in the opposite direction from what we saw on that last time. They're gonna be coming right back into mid, and CJ, of course, getting a not great mid last time. He's gonna be a little bit faster than Calco. Again, he's refocusing his sticks this time. A smart decision. We'll see if that can be enough to turn the tables of this mid. But Andre kind of went for that bomb, but it's more of a fake out. CJ's walking very far forward, but he might be in a bit of danger. Yes, he is going to the first frag go down. Fundo right for him, and now we see that Andre big bomb does get that medic frag taken down for it, and this is gonna be much better if they can keep their medic alive. It looks like they will. It's only Sukal still on this mid fight, and he's gonna get taken down by Ducky in the end. So we are gonna see them retaliate and stick laughter get this mid.
You did it. You said it. It was right.
Are you proud?
Chando now moving forward with Ducky. Very good job staying alive. Keeping your medic alive is probably the most important thing about winning the mid. Sure, winning the mid with 3 players is good, but it's all the more helpful when you still have that Uber ad. Or what? Oh no, I'm looking at the old HUD. My HUD hasn't updated yet. I was like 9%. What happened? But no, he's at 90%. I can hover over him and see his UID, whatever you want to call him. So the game has been unpaused. This was where the pause happened. It's over. We have a demo ready to rock and roll here with a full Uber ad. Let's see how they take it in. Cornpop.
We spilled because Mimo spilled his coke. Now they popped the Ubercharge off, and they lost their scout as he ran to the sentry gun. They didn't flash the Ubercharge onto him, and without that, it's gonna be a little bit tougher to get in on this point. They should get Mumo. He's out with the skill stick. Oh, he didn't connect that frag, but he went for it, and the enemy died anyways. The Pyro's gonna end up getting taken down. Now it's only Fundo and Juho. Fundo running in the spawn might have been a mistake. Now he's in a 1v3. If he can win this one, bro, I don't believe it, but he's gonna do his best and finally gets taken down by the pistol of Zeri. Tied 1-1. It's been some very fast rounds so far.
That it is. So now we really don't know what's going to happen here because this was considered to be Loltilt's pick. I'm pretty sure they picked this map during the whole pick process, and I don't know how the last map is decided, but you'd think Loltilt picking a map, they'd be, you know, staying on top of it. Last round we did see them do it, but now this round we're going to see how they're going to adjust because this is once again the third mid. We're going to see how Koko's going to be a factor here. He's taking a lot of damage early on. And might get followed up here. Ducky gonna get the first frag onto Fundo, and we're gonna be seeing CJ get the nice pep on the Bell. So no soldier on that side. We're gonna be seeing if potentially they can follow up here. Vlad Andre is in a great position here. On top of the medic, he actually gets skirted into the face of Juho, not being able to take it down. But Mimo is very low on health. Really desperate for that arrow as he's waiting around the corner. Walks into the face of the soldier and demo. Making some good damage there to slow him down. That's actually really helpful. That one rocket actually does a lot of work for them while they wait for their respawns, who are now just getting there.
Yeah, you can see they're kind of being stalled out at this point. It is even Uber charges. They're not going to be able to push forward on that second point. Obviously, if some of those bombs or stacks had worked, if they'd gotten that medic when the soldier bombed in, maybe it could have happened. But nope, now we're just going to continue sitting on this mid to second point, and we seem to have slowed down. I don't think this round's going to be quite as fast as that last two. We haven't even been 5 minutes of this match, and already it's 1-1. So a lot of rounds have been scored, but now we might see things slow down for a minute. I expect to see people sacking it and stuff. Vlad Andre looks like he wants to, and he's been kind of getting aggressive so far in this match, but we'll see who it ends up being.
And actually, this is really good because he's in a position that we saw at Insomnia. This was actually a pivotal moment in one of the plays we saw earlier. I can't remember the player because he's going in, gets piped in the air. Could it fall up happen? No. He will fall to his death before getting shot out right before landing by Fundo. So that was really good timing by Vlad. He got in to the staircase room. He jumped straight across and was able to get 2 rockets in really deep, but he got air piped almost immediately. Yeah. And that's all it takes to stop the momentum is that one little rocket right in the crotch spot. Sweet spot. Gets them right in the air. They can't do anything after that.
Yeah, excellent job on that denial on the side of Loltilt, but now they have that one player advantage for a little bit longer, and it doesn't look like they did anything with it, so content just to play passively. We've seen that's kind of more their style. Let the enemy team make some mistakes, and you present them with difficult situations and see how they react. They don't have any off classes right now, so I guess maybe they choose to play a little more conventional on Reckoner, but the match is still young. I'm sure we'll see a Pyro before the night is done, and Zeri is coming up on Spy to try to break the stalemate that we've had going on for a few minutes now.
Zeri on that Spy. Decloaking. Getting position through the hill. Straight shot to the ramps. Just gotta wait for his cloak and dagger. Alas. He will be changing things up, moves his way around, juking very close to the players. It's actually a really good decloak spot right behind the truck. While all the spam is happening, it's really hard to like listen for it. But now, no, they fully are aware of it. I'm not sure if they're like stream sniping or someone else is an inside man, but they looked really interestingly at the last moment, and that seemed kind of weird. Oh no, it's because Fundo.
Oh, he gets it anyways though. He doesn't care. They didn't shoot like absolutely no. I think they were just suspectful, so they weren't completely sure, and they weren't like checking as much as they probably should have been. So now they popped the Uber charge off. We see Sick Laughter have already got in the second point. There is a back guy. Well, Mimo is doing something back there. He got the frag onto Fontar, so they definitely know he's back there now. He could go for this bomb on the point. There are a couple explosive classes here to defend the medic. Here we see Mimo jumping in, but he does get denied and taken down before he can hit that second rocket onto, at least on my screen, a very laggy medic, Chondo.
HUDs are also fixed now, but Ubers are evening out despite everything, so a little bit of a bad play by Chando. I'm not sure what it was. I know walking to get the health pack in the staircase room was one of them, but he could have been building this whole time. But now there's practically no advantage, and they think they have at. And with how quickly they've been moving in the past, we saw in process how quickly they moved once they got their Uber, or once they were getting towards their Uber. I don't think they're going to be able to use this to the best of their advantage. They're going to push without advantage.
Hope not.
Very passive. Oh, no,
yeah.
not getting to play. Nope, here it is. There it is. Going to go in real deep on
jump
top of the... Oh, it gets the pipe! But
oh, it's close.
Very good damage onto poor little or, not Chando. Juho. Juho will survive.
Is this dispenser set up specifically to block that kind of a jump? Like, is he supposed to get caught on this dispenser?
No, it was just lucky, dude. Let it go. Not everything has to be 200 IQ.
I don't know.
That was not a 200 IQ dispenser. It did nothing.
Okay, what else is it doing over here? It's definitely got to be like some sort of blocking, like mechanism. Like, well, you don't put a dispenser there unless you're trying to like block spam or something. That's the play. See, look how perfectly he's positioning that dispenser. That's
Stop reading into the Cornpop. Stop trying to make it a thing.
IQ play. Easily, he's the best player in this game. That's all I'm saying.
Meanwhile, we've got actual strats here, not meta strats that don't exist. We've got Mimo on the spot here, working his way. Chando and everyone else is getting a little suspicious of it. They know he's nearby. He's got that. How did that happen?
Oh, he felt it. Rip Mimo. See, that's not a 200 IQ play. Not at all.
Well, anyway, that just happened. Mimo couldn't quite seal the deal there, and so he's going to go down. We do see... No, see, that's what it is. See, it's not about blocking the spam. It's getting on top of that crate. I can buy that, okay? There's no way it's so deep as, hey, medic, use this dispenser to block pipes or stickies. No, that's not a play. He's just using it to get on top of the little boxes there.
That makes it about a 150 IQ play. We gotta knock it down a few notches.
Yeah, 130. 150 is considered a genius. We'll call it 130.
Alright.
That's above average.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the sniper!
There we
Sari
go.
was able to walk forward on the right side while we're just dicking around with this whole dispenser thing. There we go. We do see the pick, and that's going to be enough to, get them in. They can force the Uber off, take down the sentry gun right away, but Sari, the sniper, gets taken down, so he's not going to have some fun here. Mimo actually going to get on top of CJ, and Mimo's going to actually be doing a lot of work here. He's getting his third frag. Can they stop the point long enough with this rocket spam? No, it's not going to be enough, and Sick Laughter will be able to get their second round on the board with 20 minutes to go. Hey, 3 rounds in 20 minutes. We saw this earlier. Or 3 rounds in 10 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit more spread out this time. I was watching Mimo through that entire fight, and he was doing really well. He got 3 frags. He flanked behind, perfectly timed everything. But I mean, then they didn't stay on the point. I mean, they couldn't really. Their whole team was dead, so it was all for naught. But now it's 2-1 on the scoreboard, and we see Sick Laughter are in the lead. We'll see how they play this next mid-fight as they're still jumping forward. Aval C got big bomb in, but got thrown all the way back. Nemo as well does get taken down, but Andre was sitting on that ground, taken up by a scout. Ducky's still jumping in, trying to get that frag on a Calco, but again, he's just going to end up feeding in, and 3 players left alive. Watch out for Fundo. He's on the medic, and he is going to get that frag right before getting taken down. That's not a beef play. He's going to get it, and the 2 scouts center right next to the med aren't going to be able to stop that.
But now there's only one. Okay, no, I see the demo now. I was worried that poor of LC was jumping away from his medic with 2 scouts lingering about. I was like, no, that is not the play. But they do have a demo there on the point. They're fine. If any scout tried to make a play, I'm pretty sure Juho would have survived. And now we're gonna be seeing a full Uber ad just before Chando spawns here. So now we're gonna be seeing them work their way in. Can they get a good push in here? We do see Heavy in defensive position. He's not running the Tomislav or the Natasha, thankfully. I don't know if that's been banned yet or not, but we do have a sentry over on the left side. Players are kind of trying to decide how they want to get in. Let's see. Go ahead.
Popping off this left-hand side, going in with Apple C, trying to focus on that heavy, but jumping into a heavy, even as a soldier when you're Ubered, is not a great strategy. He gets taken down by that sentry gun. Keiko got Fontara, and that sentry did eventually go down, so now it's a 5v5, fighting over on this right-hand side, focusing that down. Looks like they're not doing great, but okay, they're going to get the frag on Azeri, who's jumping around up top above them. Now with that, they can continue working their way in. Chondo and Ducky both very low. CJ, gets the spawn just barely. And now Fondo's down at this point. They're not going to get him in time, are they? Yes, they are. Run onto it now. CJ and Bonzar are just barely making this happen, but they need to stay on the point. CJ's going to get these pipes. Connects one, and it's not done yet. Voladandri off that respawn, focusing the medic, but here comes Apple C also off that respawn. Very low HP, and finally gets it. A very, very close last push from both teams, but in the end, it goes in favor of Lultilt.
Lultilt coming back in full force. We're going to be seeing 17 minutes on the clock. This can go very high if these rounds keep coming back and forth as quickly as they have. We're going to potentially see our first 6-6 in the history of TF2. Because Europeans don't play with a round win cap, apparently. But no, we're seeing how things pan out in this next mid. We're seeing, once again, the demos opting to roll out to their hills and take the opposing crate. Really good job from Vlad to get some good damage here. The soldier's going to crater. Mimo can't do anything else, and now with Kauko dead, Vlad to get that frag here. He's going to be following up very closely here. Is Ducky? No, they're going to be playing very slowly and methodically. Fontar with very low health is going to get the cap. If any scout stayed behind, they could have actually stopped that cap and saved a lot of time here. Avel! No! He got caught. He was in the doorway, and 2 rockets is also going to take him down. It's looking really desperate, but they will have Uber for last. Just depends on how quickly Sick Lacquer can, work together a push.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an ad push if they're going to push right away. Fundo is up on Sniper to try to pause this push. Trying to make it 3-2 here is looking to get in. We'll see if they want to, like, just go. I expect them to sack somebody in or something, kind of play it slow. There's still over half the game left to go, so they don't got to be too risky. It's still 2-2. They can kind of work at their own pace at this point. And generally, they have, like, to work at a faster pace, but no harm in slowing it down right here. There's no sentry gun being built up or anything. There is, in fact, there's no defensive all classes other than that sniper. Ducky gets taken down, but that's going to be a good play for defense, and they're still pushing forward. They get CJ as well. How do they get that one?
This is very good, and look at that. They're all the way back to the staircase. They don't want to give any more losses here, so they're going to be backing out, and that's going to be a nice and easy, uncontested second. I do agree with getting all their players out. Rather have all your players at mid than have a sack play happen and then being potentially 3 players down. Well, just 1 player down, and then not having that Uber popped off. I mean, that's kind of the risk-reward of any TF2 game, but I agree with letting them get out so they can play more defensively on mid. There's a lot more... It's a lot easier to watch all the rooms than it is on any other situation scenario they want to play with. I agree with having the numbers to hold mid.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. I just don't agree with 2 players dying like how they did to start
the whole
that
lobby
off.
thing was a mess.
Yeah. But regardless, here we are. So it's the same situation. We just moved back 1 point. Now Fundo's up on Spy and he's sitting in spawn. Well, he still might come out. No, doesn't look like it. So no off classes at the moment from either side as they're looking to do something here. Again, as I said, we have hit that halfway mark now, 15 minutes into the game. So we could see people start getting a little bit desperate. It's 2-2, so no need to get crazy, but watch out for that as the time continues to tick down.
Things are really spicing up here in the grand finals for Open and ETF2L. We're on season 28, right? Does that sound
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, season
yes,
28.
100%.
100% season 28. And we're seeing actually a lot of freedom here from Avel, who actually is in a pretty position. If he could take a buff here, he could potentially jump off this little alcove, this little tiny ramp outside of, I believe they call this Toxic or something.
Well, don't ask me.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
This is what happens when you get Americans to cast games at their like IQ level. Like that's why they had us cover Open is our NA brains can't handle the high tier stuff.
Exactly. You know what my brain can handle though? Spy plays. Zeri's up on that class, and he's looking for the back of Juno. He's in a neat spot actually. It's gonna be decent time. They're not checking for him really at all. Like, they don't suspect the spy play, so I think it could go well. There are a couple scouts to turn around. There's a lot of spam. Here he comes, right up behind you. Nobody turns around right at the awful moment. Trying to get that pistol out. I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, he gets Yukel. Alright, I'll give him that. Better than nothing, I suppose. Makes it a 5v5.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that, especially with the Latrange. That's like embarrassing as hell, dude. So weak, and he still got pistol down. That brings me back to a sweet, sweet memory of Ruin off-classing as Spy on Badlands in the ancient era against Sizer, and he just 3-shot Sizer on the Pride Rock as a revolver Spy, and it was magnificent. That was just like so beautiful to see, and had flashbacks there with how somehow Sugo got that play. Or excuse me, Sugo got taken down by that great spy play by Zeri.
Yeah, Zeri is now up on Sniper. He decided he didn't want to try that spy thing again. Fair enough, I say, and now he's pushing down this right-hand side. He's looking to peek. They know for sure there's a sniper there. I mean, just look at how Juho's playing. Hiding behind that little truck. He doesn't want to move an inch, because if he does, that sniper is going to find his head.
Oh, no. I can see the legs through that crate. That's a mistake. I know he can hit that shot, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he's trying to. I can see the sniper dot touching it. Every so often caressing that tire. He wants to get that shot, and Avel's going to get in his face. Two-shot him. Very nicely done. Not going to let any more recklessness happen, and that's actually going to open the door for Mimo, who's actually in a really interesting position here. Might get caught up by the tiniest bit of spam here. One little rocket closer, and it's over. Oh, he jumps, and the sticky trap doesn't detonate. He's going to get some good damage onto the soldier, and it's going to get followed up here by the demo, who's going to clean that up, and Avel's going to go sky high, following up closely behind Mimo. They are actually able to pick up onto CJ, and now with CJ down, there's no extra damage coming out from Sick Laughter. They have to give at this point, but they're committing to it. They're going to get forced here even, and with Fontar out of the fray, he's going to be coming in very desperately here. They're going to be able to pick up onto Avel. The counterpop comes off, but a little bit of a misstep from Juho, who kind of jumped in a weird position. They are going to potentially get this cap here, but the forward spawn will come from CJ.
Yeah, I like that play actually quite a lot by Lultilt. They pushed really aggressively off that sack, and it kind of caught the enemy team off guard. Now they've managed to take the middle point off that. They forced the Uber in a great position. They did unfortunately have to pop their own as well. That's kind of just how that had to go, unless the enemy team really messed up. So, yo, that's fine. There's slight Uber advantage now for Sick Laughter, but I doubt they're going to push off it just because the way it was formed, and it's only like 20%. So there's really no Uber charge that should matter unless they want to get super risque. But yeah, no, it was a great play. They've grinded away 2 points from the enemy team, and they can keep this up. They can eventually grind them back to last row.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Sick Laughter couldn't find the opportunity to push their ad, however big it was. They couldn't do it. So now both sides have their Uber, and that gives a lot of freedom for Lultilt to, you know, they can hold on to their win right now. They're currently sitting up 1 map in this best of 3. They've got control of mid. They can. I don't think it would happen, but they have 10 minutes to work with, and every play they make can slow down that clock while they maintain their, you know, we've got even rounds, we have nothing to lose attitude.
Absolutely. I mean, if they win this game, then they win the ETF2L Season 28 Open Grand Finals, which is ultimately the goal here tonight. So really, they don't have to be worried. The worry is in the minds of Sick Laughter, as they know they need to go and then keep it up after this map. Juggled in there, Avel C did by CJ, and got taken down by the stickies. That's not going to be great, not because they're going to get pushed off that, but because it could be an opportunity. And watch Ducky, questionable bomb, he's still going forward, and eats a fat pipe from Keiko. So unfortunate there, that was kind of doomed from the start.
I thought it was really funny how Mimo gave him a quick boost to get him over to the fray really quickly, and thankfully Kuuko could connect the pipe that eventually took him down. Mimo's going to be kicking forward in the face of some stickies, and that's going to get him juggled a little bit here. Very good job from CJ, making sure no pressure whatsoever comes in. Avel's not even really healthy enough to kind of peek here, and this is kind of a mistake because he's going to get piped. One more pipe is all it's going to take him down. One more sticky, he's so close, he's desperate, he jumps around, does manage to sneak away. Very close to dying there. Unfortunately, CJ could not seal the deal, but he was close.
Yeah, not quite though, it seems. So, still sitting back and forth here. 100% on both medics as it is. And less than 10 minutes to go. Watch out for Mimo as he's jumping up now. Kind of focusing Vlad Andre, which is, you know, it won't get him killed. Oh, he's taking a lot of spit. Never mind. He had a pipe and a couple of rockets, so he's having a bad time. Pipe kind of just landed on his head, like, boop. And he's going to have to die for that.
Yeah, thankfully. I was really worried that he just went in and then just left immediately. So now we're going to be seeing finally the use of that little ramp I was talking about. When you give up that room for free, Avel is actually in a position to go for a back gap. The entire team is. Vlad's going to be getting a lot of damage here. Going to force off the Uber inside the staircase and get taken down. It's going to be a desperate attempt here by the players. Mimo is respawning, but not going to be able to stop the cap in time. And actually, that's a disaster.
Oh, no.
Because now we're going to be seeing the full wrap. Mimo couldn't get there in time. He might get taken down here inside this little crate area. Again, not sure what to call it. Avel's going to kill himself. Feels bad, man. And he's going to go all the way to last. As a result, he can respawn in the next 9 seconds with Sukel. But now the fight is happening on second. They're not going to give it up for free. They actually will lose the cap, but they're actually keep going.
Why do you
They're
go
still
engineer?
going. They're not even going to get the cap. This is a bad play. They have players on last. It's going to get the cap in time. Oh, this is actually really good for them to move back. The Uber gets forced off. Somehow Chando didn't force that entire exchange.
Oh my
and now
God.
there's going to be a dance all over this point here. Vlad Andre going to get the better of Benzeri. He's going to get the cap, and that's going to be it. 3-2. What a disastrous trap play.
Oh, massacre.
Lol tilt.
Oh my
They
God.
couldn't make it work.
They got so far just off that rat play, and then when it finally looked good for full tilt, they had managed to come back and, or lull tilt even. They managed to come back. I know. They managed to come back, block that point, but there's still an Uber charge in the arms of Chando. Unbelievable. They can take it 3-2 now.
Yeah, CJ finally getting the better decision of his rollout options. He's going to get some pressure here on this ramp and staircase, and that's going to be crushing low tilt, but they still get the frag on the Ducky here, which is very convenient for them, but Mimo's going to die himself. Not really getting followed up by anyone closely. Avel is getting some great rockets into the face of CJ, who's going to be waiting for that arrow. One pipe is all it's going to take to come down now. Fundo and Sukel, who actually gets arrowed there, is actually going to be able to get a little bit of help there, taking down CJ. It's just the med, who's pistoled down very low on health here, going to be getting out in time thanks to that metagun buff, where he can move as fast as the scout, and they're going to be able to push this player so far out, they might even be able to get the second uncontested here. But they're committing way too deep here. This is way too much pressure. Thankfully, though, they don't get capitalized, don't get punished for their zealousness.
It's okay, words are hard. Yeah, words are tough, man. Sukel did a great job that mid. He managed to get the final frag. They kind of turned things around. He got the frag on us, CJ. And after that, they were able to roll it back. Got that second point off, and as you said, kind of were looking into that last point, but they're not going to commit to that fully. And we do see a soldier bomb Mimo into a heavy weapons guy, and oh boy. Yeah, no, he's going to get taken down by that heavy. Fontar got the final frag, and with that, we'll see if there's any retaliation. Doesn't look like anybody's in position to do so, though. Maybe Vlad Andre, but he doesn't see anything.
Yeah, that's actually a really bad positional decision, I think, from the side of Sick Laughter. They are in a bad spot. They have all 5 players on the right side playing very, like, decidedly on top of this little barrel stack, and Vlad is all alone. All it takes for them to get the space they need, especially now that they have Fundo on Sniper, is just to push the right side. They're committing way too many players to the span game on the left side. They need to notice that, hey, I see 5 players on the left side. Let's move to the right side and give room for our sniper and literally do what, yep, there it is. What the previous sniper did on last. Juho got sniped the last time they got that much room, and now CJ is going to get sniped as a result. So following up is going to be this quick rush. They haven't even popped off their Uber. Getting good damage. They're going to pick off.
Oh,
the drop!
No. Yeah, that turns a good situation into a horrible one, but they're still staying on the point. I don't know. Oh, finally they get over to it. Mimo almost caught that off guard. Almost capped it off completely. Sukel is still there, but not quite. There's a sniper here, but he's in a bad spot now. If he gets another frag, that'll be pretty crazy. But gets taken down by the melee, and that's going to be a solid defense. Man, that one drop might have just ended the entire map for them.
Man, that was poor Juho trying to say, hey, we've gotten so much freedom here. Let's not pop. No, dude. When you've gotten that far along without having to pop, you pop at the first chance you get.
That's greedy. Oh, that was a good
greedy.
fake trap actually, though. CJ got one frag and almost killed the other one, and Fontar was able to clean it up at the end. So, no soldiers already on the side of Lultil. It's just not their day. They already are backing off. They're gonna have to give up this middle point. I apologize if you can hear those sirens.
Well, while Cornpop's getting raided, we're gonna be seeing the cap coming off from Sick Laughter. They're in a good position here. They have a round up on this Reckoner map, which means if they win, if they can hold this mid, or potentially take another round, it's going to be all but done for Lol Tilt in this map, and that's going to be, you know, a 1-1 in the map series when we go into our 3rd map. They do have ad here, but not enough to push with, but they might think they have more than they really do. So they're going to be getting their scouts in really quickly. They're getting on top of this scout. They're going to get some good damage on the Fun, who gets saved by a nice little counter pop from Juho, who's trying to keep his players alive, but Kaoko, the demo, gets taken down, and Ducky is inside the boiler room. able to do some work here. You might even be able to get into lobby and cause some more havoc later on in this fight. We're going to be seeing Mimo the Heavy coming into the fight, gets taken out immediately.
Oh, here comes a charge shot. Doesn't hit anything, though. And Juho's definitely dying here. Yeah, there he goes, finally taken down by Fontar. So, with that medic not being able to survive, I don't see why he got into that position he was in, but he was very poorly positioned. This should be another round on the favor of Sick Laughter, but we'll see. They've taken down everybody. Kaiko is going to end up going down. Scouts are running onto it. Here comes a bomb by Mimo. They might be turning around, but we got some fat pipes coming on CJ. He still gets taken down. I think I called it too soon. We see the medic is still trying to get out with some big bomb by Vladandre. Ducky's not done yet either. Going for that air shot onto Mimo. Not hitting it in time, though. And wow, they all ended up dying in the back lines. Fundo got the frag in the medic as well. Chando died, so yeah, no, I called it too soon. They're gonna hold on.
Mimo should not have survived.
No.
When you're that low on health and you jump skybox into your last and land on the floor 2 times in a row, you'd think you'd die by then, but somehow magically he had enough heals to support himself long enough to kill 2 bombing soldiers there. That was absolutely crucial, 100% the entire reason. If they managed to bring this to another golden cap, that is 100% the round decider right there, is that defensive play. Very good job from Mimo, surviving against all odds.
Especially with only 2.5 minutes remaining in this map. Of course, it is 3-2, so Lultilt needs to get at least one more round in order to not lose in the next 2 and a bit minutes. So here we see they do have Uber advantage, which is good. They're going to try to work it in, but they lose their soldier already as they try to push in here. They're going to get the enemy frag onto Vladandre and Ducky. Fundo got both those 2 quick frags. Now there's no soldiers, and everybody else is backed off to last. Fontahar is pretty low, but he's going to be able to get back to his team and to spawn or whatever he needs to do to get healed up. 2 minutes left on this clock, and there's going to be, I assume we're going to be on this last point till the end of the game.
I think that was a really good decision from them. The spawn, if you're not keen on how the spawn waves work, you know, like had that internal clock of, you know, these soldiers are going to respawn in like 10 seconds. They could have potentially peeked forward, maybe grabbed another player, like Fontar was very low on health there. They could have poked their way into lobby, but we saw earlier, the last time they poked into the lobby, they did lose a couple players. Maybe it was the other team, but either way, lobby is, you know, that no man's land, that gray area where you could get that little extra bit of support, and somehow, against all odds, we're seeing a defensive play from Sick Laughter. They do not want to risk it. They had the advantage to push forward. They want to put all their chips on their defensive ability right now.
And they need it, because obviously if they lose this map, they will lose the grand finals. It's best 2 out of 3. This is map 2. Lultilt won that first one. And now they're only down by 1. They're looking to peek into this last point. They've got the heavy. They like the heavy pushing last strat. That's what they're going to be going with. It's risky, but of course, I mean, the speed to get to last isn't going to be a factor because we're at a stalemate. So we'll see how it ends up working out for them. It is kind of a big last, and it's kind of open, so a heavy could work in. It's just like the trouble is getting him in started, but they're going to pop it off for a...
The demo is on the entirely other side here, not going to be cutting off the scouts entirely. Kook is going to go down, so that's 1 less demo in this fight, and it's looking like it's all but done here. Yep, Sick Laughter will hold on to this and take the next map.
That was awful. That was just awful push.
I mean, awful.
It was bad.
Cornpop.
Holy.
These are human beings.
Yeah, but did you see that? Oh boy.
Yeah, that was pretty.
The heavy didn't help, but it wasn't even the whole problem. Like, even if they didn't have a heavy, that wouldn't have worked well for them. But yeah, as you said, 5 seconds left. That is going to be it. Sick Laughter taking it. So we're going to a 3rd map, and I believe it's Snakewater, Ro.
Snakewater it is, and I don't know. This has been interesting. You know, things have been going against the odds. You know, I'm pretty sure with how the chat's been going, if I'm not mistaken, Process was Sick Laughter's pick, and then Reckoner was Lultilt's pick, which means, you know, we've seen a complete reversal of what was expected. Somehow, miraculously, Lultilt pulled it back in the first map, bringing it to a 3-3 half, and then a golden cap win. Then we saw in this match, very even back and forth along the way, but then it just a slow grind into a last-ditch effort, and unfortunately the push was not executed to the best of their ability. So Lultilt loses the 2nd map, and somehow Sick Laughter now has the advantage. So I don't know how the 3rd map is chosen. I'm going to guess it's random to give the most fairness, but now we're in Snakewater territory.
It might be banned out, like they ban maps until there's only one left.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. Is the ones they banned, whatever's left over is essentially what's left.
So this is kind of a middle ground, like both teams, neither one
Yeah.
loves it, neither one hates it. So it's kind of like it's a fair playing field, which is always fun. And I love Snakewater too. I mean, it should be a good game. But we do have damage stats up on the screen right now, all the stats even. Again, CJ topping that damage, a bit lower than we saw last time. That's kind of across the board though. It was a slower game, only 3-2, which is to be expected. With these stats as they are, and as far as frags, I mean, Fundo did the most there, 23, which is again nice for this game. But across the board, it's kind of what you'd expect. A little low on the scouts of Fontar and Sequel, but those are on separate teams, so it kind of balances out. Nothing crazy in these stats that I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, all the frags were relatively even, 68 to 71.
Although,
They were all 27k, so they were within 800
mhm,
damage of each
mhm.
other. Like, yeah, there's not much to say. There was no fault here. It was just a very good game with pivotal moments.
3 drops is a problem though.
Ooh, I didn't. Whoa, yeah, that's right. No, I'm remembering one. I
Uh
remember
huh.
that one drop. That was definitely a drop where they could have won the round if they didn't drop.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like there was the
I
one where
can't
he's
even remember
pushing
the
in,
other
right?
drops. That's a
Did he get
problem.
sniped in drop once?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was whatever. They gave too much room. That's not a
Hmm.
fault to the medic. That's a fault to the team.
And he got stabbed once, but I'm not sure if that was. I think that
Oh
was
yeah, no,
drop.
that
Yeah.
was also okay. Now I
Yeah.
remember. Good. We just ran real quick through them all. So only one of those was truly like a big mistake. That was
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
greediness. That was the mistake there, and
Hmm.
that cost them what could have been a round, and then potentially enough momentum to win the next round and not be in the situation where it's 3-3. They could have
Hmm.
been the one that had 3-2 if they won that round.
Absolutely. Even with those 3 drops, though, only one fewer charges on those Ubers. So 7 to 8 Uber charges, not a big difference there. But yeah, the drops are a problem. The one big one, obviously. The frags by zone. This is an interesting one. I always think. Pretty dominant by Sick Laughter, despite the scoreline being more or less close.
Well, my little thing happened, so I can't really read that stat off for you or give my opinion.
Darn. Well, Ro doesn't care.
No,
That's okay.
I do care, but this every time I cast this with
Yeah.
this whole wonderful little web browser application that shows me the overlay that we're talking about in real time, sometimes it just drops out. It worked for the first half, but right now it's just not working.
Well, basically, what this tells me is that Sick Laughter was doing better on the mids, which I think we kind of saw. They were doing, I think, full tilt, or I'm gonna keep doing that. Lull tilt was doing like way worse on process in their mids. They pulled it back a little bit in Reckoner. Sick Laughter still did have the majority of the mid wins in this, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. But it was much more close, much more back and forth. Lull tilt got a good couple in there, and that really helped them out, I think.
All right, I'll take your word for that.
All right.
On that quick breakdown based on the frags by zone. Thank you, Master Cornpop.
No problem.
But now we're going into our last map, which we can talk about, is Snakewater. Notorious for the stalemated lasts and the pretty interesting cookie cutter mids.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always a big fan of Snakewater. I like the seconds a lot too. They're very
Yeah, second's a good one, I think.
yeah. So we'll be getting ready to go pretty soon. There are already 12 players on server. I'm sure they're ready to go. I don't know how late it is for Europeans. Obviously, you and me, it's not late
5
at
hours
all.
more.
Okay, 5 hours more from Eastern.
Yes.
Oh, so it's only like 8:30 there, right? Is that
Yeah.
math? Okay, so it's not
Some
too
of them
late at
might
all.
be 9:30. If any of them are, like really far Eastern European, like next to Russia. Not in Russia, but next to Russia. Whatever those, I don't know what to call those countries. If anyone's
Eastern
over there,
European,
it's
yeah.
closer to like midnight right now.
Yeah, all right, but it's not too bad. Nobody's playing at 4 in the morning, which is always good. So fatigue's not going to be a huge deal. Obviously, we've already played 2 long games of TF2, so fatigue might be something to consider, but it's not like these players are just absolutely dying. Coming to this last map here, it is all for nothing. It is the ETF2L Open Grand Finals of Season 28, and I don't know. Do you want to give me a prediction for Snakewater, Ro? Putting all the pressure on.
There's no point, Cornpop. I know
No?
we want to fill time, but we've seen a lot from this team. We know more now than when we first came in this morning, this afternoon, this night, wherever you are in the world. We know more than we did at the beginning, but
We did.
with how that last map played out, it's really hard to say. These teams are very close. I genuinely thought after those first 3 rounds that this was going to be a quick 5-0, 5-0, and we'd be out of here. And that'd be it. But I was pleasantly proven wrong. And so Lol Tilt managed to come back. Then they had a good game on the second map. I really don't know what to expect with this. I mean, all the players have shown strengths in the first map, kind of a regression in the second map. Fontar was doing very poorly, but I mean that could be accredited to the map as opposed to, you know, just being tired after the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't give you anything else.
Okay.
It's going to be the same game we saw the last 2 maps, and I'm looking forward to it because that means we're going to have close games that are nail biters and bring us to very clutch moments.
You're gonna look like a fool if it's 5-0 now.
Shut up! Don't curse me.
I know. I don't think it will be either, honestly. I mean, these two teams are very close. Yeah, as you said. So, we should see a close game here. I mean, it's the top of Open. You know, it's not the top of TF2 by any stretch of the imagination, but it is still like these two teams worked their way up through the league. They've beaten quite a few other teams to get to this position, so they're gonna be about even in skill. That's why they've been chosen to be in this position. That's why they've earned themselves into their Open Grand Finals.
All right. So Cornpop.
Yes.
Let's break it down once more. Once again, let's ask that question. Who's been your favorite player so far?
Favorite player?
Now that you've had the second map to kind of ruminate on it, who's your actual favorite player? Like who's impressing you?
Honestly, you know, I was kind of playing him down a little bit earlier, but I like Keiko a lot. I think he's that second map especially. Kauko. You know what? I can't pronounce Europe. My Canadian brain is just too small for these European names, but I still love the way he plays. I can at least understand that. And I like the pipes he's been hitting so far. I was thinking CJ was like a little bit better of a demo on process, but I think it switched around. I think both demos are very, very good. And I think Snakewater is going to be interesting to see how they play as well.
Yeah, this map certainly caters to Demo Man, and we're going to be seeing once and for all if CJ can carry his team and do that same damage, same kills we saw earlier. Like 260 on that last map compared to everyone else's damage was insane. And like that's a very big leap in damage overall. So hopefully he can put out a good performance, and we'll see how things pan out. Take us away, Cornpop.
Here we go. It is the first middle in the last map of ETF2L Season 28 Open, and Vlad Andre's done a big quick bomb, but can't quite finish it off. There we go. Ducky's going to be able to do it, though, but they've committed a lot of players to it already. Doesn't matter because they're all over the point, and it's only Suko alive, and he should be going down. Doesn't get anything at all, and Sick Laughter have come out dominating in this first mid fight, saying they are not going to let this slip away from them.
Yeah, Mimo was able to pick up onto Chando. So no medics on either side. They're going to be respawning at just the same time. But I think second is gonna go. You know, I have a what Juho, Juho, your team respawned. Okay, good. He knows.
It's just scouting out, you know.
That was like you think okay, it's even Ubers, but that actually cost them enough to push on. Absolutely,
there's no way Sick Laughter knows.
I don't know if they're gonna go for it, but maybe they're just like, yeah, let's see how the stars are aligned, you know. Maybe,
just for
maybe
fun.
This will be the push. Yeah, let's just Uber in right away, and oh hey, their medic doesn't have Uber, let's kill him.
Yeah,
but no, I doubt it. I doubt it's gonna happen.
I do have that engineer building up that sentry gun again. No 200 IQ dispenser strats from what I can see, but we'll see.
It's not a thing.
Now we see the medics reaching 100%. Chando gets that 100, and they're definitely not pushing, so they're gonna wait, sack some players in, and there goes 100 from Juho. Sniper up as well. Oh, no, maybe Spy. He hasn't decided yet. But, yeah, we're going to see some sacks in, I assume, on the side of Sick Laughter, try to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, we saw some merry-go taunting from Kaoko, who's trying to get that peek around with the third-person camera while taunting. Don't remember if you can detonate stickies while taunting anymore. I don't think.
No, that was turned off. That was disallowed. Yeah.
I remember I was pretty sure they did stats for the ones where you could hold still, like the high five taunt, but I don't remember if all taunting made it impossible. But either way,
pretty sure,
doing like the peek around, didn't see anything to his liking. We're in a stalemate. What else can we talk about, Cornpop?
Well, they're kind of peeking forward, and there we go. That's something happening. Fundo gets the final frag on a Ducky. I think he tried to jump or something in that, so him going down, that's gonna open things up a little bit. Mimo looked to get in, but he got spotted out very, very quickly, and he has to back off, so... Fundo's gotten a little bit more aggressive as well. Watch out for him if he can hit a crazy shot here. That would be something to look at, but I don't know. He's got a tight angle, and I don't think Chando is in any position to get in that sight line.
He's charging up a shot, but as we can see on the hacker wall hacks we have here, there's nothing in sight, nothing at all. So
yeah,
they've given up so much room. It's kind of bizarre, but now we do see Zeri on that sniper. We're gonna be counter sniping, and we're gonna be seeing some action here very shortly because one sniper will win this fight. It's not one of those things where we're going to be seeing back and forth mid shots. It's a lot easier to hit a target who's trying to shoot you too.
Alright, can we at least admit this is a 200 IQ engineer play? Can we at least...
So, oh no, 100%. That is 100%
okay,
the 200
thank you.
IQ.
Thank you.
The problem is, the player that walks through that is going to die instantly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It can't work. Surely it can't work.
Surely it
Oh,
must
I'm just
not.
getting word from my producer, Gemm, who's 90 seconds in the future. There was a telefrag kill.
Whoa, spoilers. Spoilers, bro. Oh, that's a big
Never mind,
snipe,
the guy who was going to be telefragging got sniped, so I'm a dirty liar.
Oh, I can't believe he done that to me. Now we'll see, though. With that engineer down, they could try to spam out that gun, and won't be able to be healed up or anything. But doesn't look like that's what they're going for. I don't know, they could. 5 seconds still in that NG respawn. But nobody's really in position. They're doing a good job of, like, spamming out any player who would try. Calco taking some damage now, but he's going to be fine spamming back up. And the engineer's back up, so who knows? We can still see this telefrag, bro. Could happen.
There's a lot of potential here.
CJ wants to stand on that teleporter. Oh, no, he doesn't.
There it is. No more. No moss. Not going to happen today, unfortunately. But I would like to see another teleporter, maybe not in that position, but, you know, scattered around various places. Like, if you put that teleporter behind the fence, that makes a really big deal once the team commits really deep. Like, all of a sudden, there's a heavy right behind you, mowing down the players that aren't Ubered. Like, there's a lot of potential for an actual teleporter strat that isn't a gimmick.
Yeah, no, I agree. The teleporter is useful for more than just a telefrag. But he's opted to put it 2 feet back instead. So, you know, he's the big brain engineer here, Ro. We're just the dumb Americans with the big mouths. Okay, that was a pretty big snipe, actually. Kind of just ran in, doesn't care at all. Just going to take that snipe on the enemy team's sniper. So, Zeri wins that one, and now we'll see if there's any retaliation. They want to just kind of go in. They've gotten a lot of players in on this left-hand side. I mean, Zeri's getting so aggressive, but now he's being spammed by Avalcy and jumped by Nemo. That's going to end up taking him down. Can't cause any more damage, and Juho can breathe a little bit after that sniper was looking for his number.
Yeah, I didn't agree with how Juho was handling it. He was putting himself literally at the back wall in the corner, trying to hide from the sniper sight line, hoping that he wouldn't peek. Wish he could have hid maybe behind the crate or something where he actually had some cover. But thankfully, though, the soldiers were able to capitalize on the retreating sniper. And we're at a full reset once again, but we're going to be seeing some... a little bit of a mix-up here, if you could call it that.
I would call it that. I would call it a sneaky mix-up, as Zeri has switched over to Spy. Over on this right-hand side, they are checking for it, though. You see Fundo in spawn right now. He just checked to see if there was a Spy, and so they are going to know now that there's a Spy on the field. And just look at Juho's positioning. I mean, back against the wall on this crate. Zeri's looking at him right now, and you can tell he's just like, there's no way I'm getting this. No way. And he just got bumped by some pistol shot, I think. Yeah. This is a tough spot for our boy Zeri.
This is actually CJ down. This is interesting. Because now they're kind of in a weird position where we have a demo pick. There it is. That's what I was talking about. He can use that dispenser to his... No! Okay, good.
Ooh, barely.
I wanted to see him literally just decloak, jump on that dispenser, and use that extra height to give himself like a little bit of a strafe. Maybe he can jump onto the sentry, and then expose Juho to some like panic by just jumping in his face.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of freedom when you're a spy above head level. There's a lot to fear, and I think he could have done that there as a last-ditch effort.
Oh,
he might be able to do it here. He's gonna get on the dispenser, thankfully, and hopefully he can do it this time.
Alright, finally he goes down. That was unfortunate. I mean, I would have liked to see something about what you were talking about, but obviously that is a difficult play to make off, and he couldn't couldn't quite get lucky enough there. Had to get bumped on that dispenser. So now we'll see if they want to push out or do something on the defensive side. Is Zeri staying on Spy? He's sitting in spawn, so I guess we'll have to see. But they're still looking to poke out, but I think they've decided against it at this point.
Things are nice and calm here at Snakewater. We're seeing a lovely shower of rockets. A very light shower.
Round timer's starting to tick down.
Yeah, a couple of things going on here. They're very, very peaceful right now. Nothing to do. Just hang out with your buds, whack your sentry without judgment. You know, just happy.
2.5 minutes. We got to go back to mid though, so this has got to end at some point.
What?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That timer is going down.
It's been a while since I've seen a round timer that low.
I know.
A long time. Usually there's enough of a play where it just kind of someone pushes out and gets an effort, but Lultil is in full turtle mode, and that really says a lot about how this is gonna pan out for Sick Laughter, who need one more map, of course, to win. Either team needs to win, and Lultil have the defensive advantage.
I mean, it's an important match for them both. I mean, you can't expect them to go complete balls to the wall and just wreck face. They've got to, play it safe as they can. But obviously, just sitting and not doing anything is not necessarily a safe play. More is just a nothing play. What are CJ and Chando doing? Do you see them right now? They're with Vladandri as well. This has got to be like, I don't know. They're just gonna send Vladandri into sack, I guess. There's a sentry gun, so it's not gonna go great. He gets piped down by Karoko, and then Ducky was there as well. Okay, yeah, this is the play.
Mimo's gonna get a lot of kills here, though. I can feel it, dude. This is a disaster for them. He's walking forward. He doesn't see anyone. They're gonna drop down. Oh,
they're going to last.
This is not the play.
What?
You don't wrap. No one's pushing out.
Oh no. They're gonna pop it off. The questionable decision, but they got so much time on the point already. If they can play that a little bit more, they could be able to get this one. But I don't know. They have to back off. They weren't enough of their own players in because they had to sack 2 players to make that happen. Now with 52 seconds, that was not a very large IQ play. We see Vladandri has jumped in on this right-hand side. The soldiers have respawned back in, getting some damage down to Aval C, and they are going to get that pipe down onto the player. And Juba going down. This is actually going to be around for them if they can manage to connect these final few frags. Aval C's on this point. They got to take down Sukul as well, but it's just the medic, and he's not going to be able to get it. Oh, yes, they're not done yet, but Mimo's still bombing it as well. Don't count anybody out because they're all coming off this respawn. Zeri versus Mimo. Oh, he gets the skill stick. Oh, boy. That would have been around if Mimo hadn't hit that skill stick, but...
One last... Dude, on my screen, he connected it, and it didn't register. I don't know if that's like an STV. I'm pretty sure it's an STV issue, but that was just like...
Who connected
That was the last... That would have been the nail in the coffin. If that last shot would have gotten the frag, and then he wouldn't have been hit by that melee. So we're going to be seeing, for the first time in... And I'm going to say it. The first time in TF2 history, we're going to be seeing a full round reset. I only say that because this is the first time I've actually seen it.
It's the first time I've seen it as well, although there was much TF2 before I was ever around, so it's got to have happened.
Oh, it has happened. I'm just pretending like this is the first time it's ever happened, ever.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Here we go. That you just saw, ladies and gentlemen. We've reset, and we're going back to middle, and it's a 0-0 game with 18 minutes left on that clock.
Yep. We're going to our second middle with no rounds on the board, and we're going to see who's going to get the better of it. CJ, once again, getting some early stickies, cutting off that demo's route. His access to the left side of the mid for him, and we're going to be seeing a bomb from Vladandri, who gets taken a lot of damage, going to be sneaking in through kitchen, trying to wrap through lower. We're going to be seeing him in just a moment. It's a follow-up bomb from Ducky. He's going to be doing some work here, but nobody saw Vlad from behind, so he's going to be doing the long play. 300 IQ. He's going not lower, not saw. Well, actually, he did go saw, and he got taken down immediately. So, Lultil will take their first mid of the... It's not their first mid of the series, but it feels like it.
Yeah, for sure. That was way too long of a play. That was like a long play. They needed a long play. All right, that was too long. That was too many O's in the word. Now they're back on the last. So as they're standing on this last point, I think Rowe is going to get ice cream or something. So I can entertain you boys. As anyway, it's 100%. Memo's doing a big bomb in, and he's missing his rockets. So CJ's connecting those pipes. CJ's done a great job of connecting pipes so far in this match. Managed to hit that one. So good job by him denying these bombs. And we're back sort of in the same position, just different colors now. As it is the blue boys sitting back on their last. And now we'll see if they can hold out for an extra 10 minutes. I hope that that doesn't happen. Not gonna lie here. It looks like Ducky went for that bomb, but again, Sequel was able to take him down, deny that. At least sacks are actually happening. Last time it felt like nothing was happening at all. Aval C jumps in and he does get the frag out of Vlad Andre. He doesn't die for it either. So that's a 2-pick advantage, at least for 3 more seconds. They can kind of work their way in with that, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them pop or do something. There they go. They popped it off. They want to get forward with this. This is a committal into this last point with that 2-man advantage that they had. Aval C gets taken down by Zeri though, and this could be a disaster push. Calco's going to end up going down, and Fontar is able to clean him up. So I think with those 2 frags, it is going to be a failed push into last.
That it will be. And Fontar coming in from lower, try to get an opportunity to walk in. He might be in the face of Mimo, somehow gets him. Or Zeri didn't get that. Juho will pick up Fontar, who is very low in health. No player is going for a back cap. Sick Laughter will be holding on to this, thankfully. And they do have a adequate number advantage, you know, a 1-man advantage, all things considered. Not really enough to push on though, so they're going to be getting into position here, potentially, for holding second. Yeah, they will be holding second. Nothing to do here. Vlad's going to be on the pipe. Scout's going to be on the fence. Medic all the way at the point for some reason, but all things considered, we're going to be at our next stalemate. The next transitional stalemate is not on last, but on second, which actually opens up a lot of opportunities for some sack plays.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain. Relatively, that last point stalemate was absolutely nothing. So, you know, now that we've moved around, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see something like that again. We just got to get some people to stack in. It's still a 0-0 game. Mimo is now going to be the one who's bombing in. He actually drops the medic. He got surfed all the way over. Somebody, I think, hit some sort of a shot on him. And he pushes forward and he manages to connect those final rockets. And so that's going to be 100% Uber ad for Juho, unless they can... yeah, okay, they force him out, so it's not going to be a great Uber charge. But still, this is a big opportunity for their team.
That it is. Well, the Uber has been popped off though, so they're just gonna be working in with you know, dry heals the whole way through. They're getting in a little bit deep here. Avel's gonna get taken down here, which is a disaster for them because now they have players committed with no health, and Zeri will be grabbing his 5th frag on this Yuko. And that's gonna be another good hold from Sick Laughter, while Lol Tilt is got their tail between their legs.
Alright, it wasn't that big of an opportunity. I mean, they probably shouldn't have pushed into last with that. They didn't have any real advantages going in with because they had to waste that Uber charge so early on second. Really tough spot for them. I mean, I think they got a little bit greedy, and now they're back on middle because of it, so... We'll see, they do have a slight Uber advantage. I could see them pushing with that if they're just getting reckless, honestly, and that might be what they're doing. They're at least sending a soldier in. It's Mimo trying to juggle up Ducky. Does get that frag in the end, falls to his death, and they want to continue all this pressure. Mimo in his back lines, taking on scouts in this enclosed area. He had that skill stick out, but Zeri on his 6th frag is going to be able to get that one, and Zeri goes down anyways. They pop the Uber charge off. CJ's in a lot of trouble here, kind of caught behind by some Uber charge players, but the Uber players don't really know where to look. Finally, Avalcy bombs in, takes them down, but the rest of the team did seem to get back out onto last, so they're going to be fine, although they do lose that middle point, or second point even, sorry.
And with CJ down, there is a prime opportunity here to try and get someone in at least, but no, their respawns actually were happening, so that there was no opportunity whatsoever to work off a no sticky advantage. So they're going to be waiting defensively here. I do believe this is going to be Chando's call to push out because they have ad, and they don't want to be stuck in this defensive position where they probably have what it takes to defend. It's really easy to defend. That's just a natural law. It's easy to defend. You have more advantages when you're defending, but unfortunately, no. They're just gonna let them get the Uber and now put themselves in a position to lose by giving them the opposing team low tilt the most opportunities to get the advantage they need.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all, bro. I think when you have such a large Uber advantage, you're sitting on last, you push out. I mean, yes, you can fail, but like you're probably gonna succeed when you have an Uber charge that big, and you can sit on that second point, and now you're not on like death's row. Like you're not about to get taken down. There's also this is the 500 IQ engineer play as Fundo is building a sentry gun on second.
I have to agree with you there. This is beyond like anything I could have ever come up with.
He's building a teleporter too, and this is actually kind of interesting because with the teleporter up, they can kind of sack players infinitely, and they don't really have that long walk back from the resup. They sack a player in, and basically immediately he's already back on the field. So this is actually not a bad strat, and I'm interested to see how it works out for them.
Excuse me while I quietly enjoy my ice cream. I don't agree with that sentry spot though. If I'm being honest.
Oh yeah?
The sentry spot either needs to be deep behind or on that crate, if possible. Not on the logs. The logs leaves it in a position where, hey, there's a sentry, we can spam it out easily.
Yeah.
No big deal. Like, as soon as they get a little bit of room in lobby, they can see it. The key to this sentry being successful is it being hidden. Now, it's going to be beeping a lot, of course, but it's not hidden. It's very easy. It's open is the big thing. It's open. And that's not how a sentry needs to function.
And I was gonna say they're gonna see that sentry gun for sure as soon as the spy gets in behind, but Zeri just bumped the scout and just ran all the way back to spawn. So that's apparently not gonna happen, and Vlad Andre's gonna end up dying. I didn't quite see how, but the Demo Man got credit for it. I think it was over on that right-hand side. So now they're continuing to push in over on the left side as they've got this one pick advantage. They've still got the engineer disadvantage, I'm gonna call it, but they've gotten the force out of Chondo as well, and this is it's a way better Uber for the red team as they're still like running around. All of them are gonna get Chondo the medic. They lose Mimo, which isn't ideal, but now they still have the supercharge. They're not doing a lot with it, and this could be a mistake because Juho is struggling to get out of here. Nobody's shooting at the medic though, and seems like he's gonna be fine sitting back over on second next to his sentry gun. They've even built their, like, this worked perfectly for them. Like, their teleporter just got built right back up, and they were able to take it all the way back. So everybody was back on the second point very quickly. But still, I think there's a factor of uncertainty here, because I'm not sure that Sick Laughter know there's an engineer. He didn't commit to that last fight, and they haven't, like, thrown any players into the second point, so they still might be unaware that the sentry gun's even there. And now he's moving it up. The pop has come out. They take down this gun, and you can see their engineer is moving the sentry gun in behind them. He's gonna put this up, set it up on last. This is a powerful tool if he can manage to get it set up, but they've already lost 2 players. They got the medic in return, and now there's a level 3 sentry gun attacking the last point. It is gonna get spammed down fairly quickly. It got Fontar, which is 1 frag, but they are still down by 2 players, and he's got that Frontier Justice out, takes down Vlad Andre, and that might just be enough. The 500 IQ engineer play, it's just CJ fighting the engineer coming out here. He's gonna be able to get that frag. There's still the medic still at this point. He died very early and he's off that respawn, but he's not gonna be able to take down those players. That was the biggest brain engineer play I've ever seen in my life.
Let's just stop calling it big brain engineer plays. That was genuinely insane work. Like, the fact that it got that 1 kill on Fontar made all the difference for that last. People take engineer for granted, but that's still a shotgun. That's essentially like fighting a weak soldier, like just a soldier without rockets. And you know, you take that for granted sometimes, but it had strength there in that last fight.
Absolutely, and they're not done yet. We still got 9 minutes left to go in this map. Lots can still happen, although just not if they're going to that pace of that last 2 rounds, I suppose it was. Big soldier bombs now coming in for the blue team. They're kind of getting forward. They got a lot of damage, but no frags for it. Vlad Andre was the only player to go down so far. Ducky's still in behind as well. Seems like Ducky's team's kind of left them much to dry. He gets taken down at the end by Fundo, who just ran back, shot him in, as he was stuck in that corner. So back on this last point, that's not really where they need to be right now, bro. They got to get getting aggressive, but without that mid win, they're already considering going back to last.
Well, some players are still kind of committing here. They had their Uber almost ready to roll. No Uber on either side, really, so this is just kind of a weird calm before, not necessarily calm, but the chaos before the storm. And, right before the eye, we should call it, because once these Ubers are popped, nothing's going to really happen. 1 Uber gets forced off on the red team. Juho trying to keep his players alive. Thankfully, though, the better Uber is coming out from Chando. Nobody's going to get caught out here except for Kauko. He got drilled very high into the air. But they still have 4 players alive on mid, but not a lot of spam presence. So now with that soldier down, they only have scouts, and that's going to be really hard to hold this mid. And Juho's going to magically surf his way through. But
no,
the shot from Fontar will slay him thanks to that insane meat shot damage. And now we're going to be seeing some spawn camping.
Yeah, they gotta try to lock
Okay, I was gonna say
in.
it for a second. I saw CJ turn around like he was just completely ignoring the forward spawn. I was like, that's a bad move, dude. But thankfully, they turned around.
And they're in a position to push last, so they've worked this very, very well for themselves. They're going to have about a 50% Uber advantage, which is quite a lot to work with pushing into last. Obviously, they're down 1-0 right now, so they need this round more than anything. This is going to be it. They should get this. They have everything in their favor. They've got that Uber charge that they need, but we'll see, Ro. This is kind of all for nothing. 7 minutes left to try to make this push happen. This is going to be their first go at it.
Yeah, this is the first time we're really going to be seeing a full ad, and we're going to be seeing CJ, who puts a... okay. He puts a sticky down and gets completely knocked back by some magical force. And Kaluka will go down though, so that's going to be a big pick for them. No stickies on the point, they can just sack it all they want. No soldiers alive, it's just a scout. Picks up Vlad Andre as a consolation prize, but that will be 1-1, a quick retaliation round.
Excellent job. You push forward, you're all shiny, and the enemy team dies. That's exactly how you got to do it. Now with that, it seems like we are tied at 1 row, which means things just got a lot more interesting. 6.5 minutes left to go in this last map of the Open Grand Finals. This mid's very important.
Yes, it is. We're going to be seeing soldiers getting in position here. Mimo just kind of walking forward. He's very calm. He jumps straight up, waits on top of the awning. He's waiting for the call out to make his bomb, saying, okay, I'm going at 9:30. Let's go. Let's roll. He's seeing some players, maybe. No. Players playing very passive here. 1-1 with 6 minutes on the clock. No one wants to make a mistake here. But whoever tips their hand first is going to be the winner. So something's got to give. What is happening? This is the most passive mid. Finally, Vlad Andre gets in the face, gets taken out immediately, but no one was following up, and that's kind of the mistake to that push. We're going to be seeing Ducky now trying to make something happen here. Good damage onto the scouts in the demo, but he will get taken down here finally. And with Fontar, the last fatality, Will is able to pick up on the Fundo. That's going to be 3 down, and now Sick Laughter, who were so dominating at the beginning of the series, are finding themselves on last. With pretty much no numbers to work with.
Yeah, at least they got their medic out. Like, Chondo living is extremely important here, because otherwise it would have just been a repeat of last round. The colors would have been switched, and that would have been the end for sure. So this clock's still ticking down, of course, and it is the friend of the defending team here, Sick Laughter. They just want this to end. Big bomb by Mimo, and he's not going to be able to do it, though. Again, being piped down by the defensive demo man, able to get that frag. So now still 100% from both sides, and Zeri's on Spy. That's a committed Spy as well, so he's going to be pushing out onto second. Last time he tried it worked awfully, but he just... What? What? How did they even see him there? I don't know, but they're going to get that frag. He says I'm bad. It was definitely his fault. Okay.
Wow, just right away, it's definitely his fault.
Well, he said in chat, I'm bad. I assume he messed up his Spy play.
Yeah, okay. Well, a quick pop coming up from the medic. Medic walking through the door first and foremost. The counter pop comes in quickly from Chando, and nothing else is going to come of this. Avel needs to find himself in a better position. He's going to juggle Vlad off the Spire Tower little thing, but Juho is going to die. So that was just kind of like a, hey, let's solo and let our medic die. It's going to work, I swear.
I don't know why Juho had no exit plan in that whole push, and now they might be paying the price for it. We see Sukul is going back to last, but he's going to lose the 1v1 against Vlad Andre. A quick rocket takes him down, didn't have a lot of health to begin with, and Keiko's being pushed down pretty aggressively by Fontar. He goes down. You see these players are trying to get behind, just trying to get this round. They're scratching for it, but it's not happening. They're too careful on the side of Sick Laughter to make sure this sort of back cap potential doesn't happen, and they've capped that second point off. Now they want to be rolling this all the way back. They've got an advantage. It's not crazy huge, but they can certainly do it if they push far enough.
Yeah, we'll see how things pan out for them. Ducky getting a little bit Ducky getting his jumping shoes together. You know, he's still warming up. You know, it's only been an hour and a half of TF2 so far, but he was warming up his jump there. He finally managed to get his way there. Chando with the big advantage here. Going to be enough to push on if they can grab the medic in the duration of this Uber. But with how much room they're getting it, I don't think they're going to let it happen. Or let their medic get taken in. Oh, nice little charge shot. Going to get some good damage on the CJ. If he turned around, Mimo could have killed the demo there. Oh, CJ! Okay. Okay. Well, because of all those shenanigans of, hey, I'm dying medic, try and hit me while I stand still, we have full Uber on last, and we're going to be seeing the Turtle Masters. Like, there's 3 minutes left.
Yep.
That's a third of the time it took for Lol Tilt to hold it down the last time. So pretty sure we're gonna be seeing the defensive prowess of Lol Tilt come to full effect here.
Yeah, it would be interesting what they do. They could either like go in right now and get multiple chances at this push, or they could wait until there's only like 30 seconds left and just go when they know they're not going to get pushed back to their own last. Because the difficulty if they push right, like if they sack somebody in right now, or just go for it, is they could get rolled all the way back. I mean, that's exactly what happened just a couple minutes ago when we saw the red team, they pushed forward, Lol tilted into the enemy team's last, and ended up getting rolled back, and now we're in this situation where they're the ones who are in danger at the end of this regular time. So it's tied at 1-1. If no rounds get capped off in the next 2 minutes, we're going to a golden cap.
It's a Cornpop.
Yes.
We've had a wonderful series so far. Lol Tilt winning the first map. Close rounds on the second map, Reckoner, and Sick Laughter pulled through with a very good defense on the very last push that could have decided the whole thing. And now we're at Snakewater with 1-1 after 28 minutes. What is the story here? What's it gonna take for how will this map determine who is the better team?
Well, I mean, at this moment, it's all looking down to probably one final last push. I think that's what Sick Laughter are gearing up to do. It's the offense versus the defense. I mean, we've seen throughout this entire series, Lol Tilt has been the more passive team, the more off-classy team. You can see right now they got an engineer, they got a heavy. Now they got a stall against Supercharged that's come out of Sick Laughter. They popped in this right-hand side. There's a counter Uber. They're going to lose their demo lane extremely early. CJ's been such an important player for their team this entire map. Now Fontar jumping around the enemy team's combo, but there's still that sentry gun there. Bundo pisses them down. This has been an abysmal push. Absolutely terrible. There's 51 seconds left, though, so I don't think it's going to matter. They might get, like, one more shot at getting this, but they're not going to lose it at this point.
Now also got to worry about that sentry that Fundo just reset up. There's potential there for Ducky to, like, just peek around the corner while that Engie was picking it up. You know, he wouldn't know that, of course, but there was potential there for a little spam out. And now they're going to be finally getting some damage on it. Can't even connect the rockets here before getting spammed out. So this is a really good sentry position. You don't want to approach it from lower. You want to approach it from the left side. One, there's nobody on the left side there. But they're really committed to just walking in. Oh, finally they take it down. 1-for-1 on that sentry. And actually, ooh! Nice rocket from Ducky. It'll take on Fundo. There's 8 seconds left. There's no way this cat can go down.
No, I think this is probably going to be it. They're going for it. Their hearts are in it, but they're all dying, which is also an issue as well as the time, so...
Yeah, small problem there.
There are little things that...
I want to look into that, maybe, you know, not dying.
Put that on the to-do list of things to improve for next season, how about? But we are going to a golden cap in map 3 of the Open Grand Finals, Sick Laughter versus Lol Tilt on Snakewater. Ro, it all has to come down to this.
Well said. You know, this is the deciding moment of this entire series. And we can talk about stats real quick while we wait for things to pan out.
Sure, yeah. If we can get them up on stream. I think my favorite moment, I just want to talk about it again. I don't really have anything insightful to say, but that engineer push into last, I'm going to remember that for a while. That just makes me happy. Not even going to lie. I like that a lot.
No, that's good. That's a good thing to have in a TF2 match. Like if you don't remember something from the match was actually pointless. Like every match has to have something you can just hold to, like, oh yeah, I remember that one time this worked out.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. That's what TF2 is all about, is doing fun stuff and winning and not being frustrated, because we're all happy gamers here. We're enjoying ourselves. We're looking at Fundo's 96 DPM. Like this is what it's all about. Speaking of stats.
I think damage, I noticed CJ just got dethroned. He's been at the top all throughout this series, but this time it seems like he's fallen to second. Aval C's taking that off, and the only player breaking 200, and he's just barely there. So, yeah, congrats to him, but I think it was fairly low damage across the board. It's a pretty passive game overall. Fundo does have a problem there with only 96 DPM. He went 12 and 8, so it's not like he completely just fed the whole game, but a little bit low impact for my liking.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen when the game slows down, where one round is literally 5 deaths. That was like, there was literally not that many like things happening. That round probably only had like maybe just barely broke the teens in deaths because it was just 9 minutes of waiting for something to come about of a sack play.
Yeah, medics, I don't know, Chando dropped once. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Was this Spy? No. I don't remember that either, honestly. But I'm sure it wasn't his fault. I'm sure he's the best medic ever. And he didn't
Chando
drop
dropped,
that.
is what you're saying.
Chando dropped one time, yeah.
I can't remember that. What was that?
I can't either.
Huh.
Maybe it was just like a glitch in the stats. It probably wasn't. We're probably just forgetting.
No, it wasn't a glitch. There was a drop, but
yeah.
I'm trying to remember the exact moment that happened. It's like on the tip of my. Oh, now I remember. It was that one. That was when I had while I was busy with my ice cream. It happened, and I couldn't get excited about it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because usually, whenever anything remotely boring or interesting happens, I just make these weird sounds like a girl, and that was. I remember that moment happening, and I couldn't make a girlish sound because I was eating ice cream.
Well, that's kind of a fair trade-off, though. I'd rather be eating ice cream than talking about
making
TF2.
girlish sounds.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm a big ice cream fan. You see some more stats here. I think this is the round wins. First cap was the first mid fight was by Sick Laughter, and then everything else was Lol Tilt. So I think what we've seen was just a progression of Lol Tilt's mid fights. That first map, awful. Second map, they did kind of bring it back, and this map, it seems like they won 3 of them. So good on them to be able to pull back those mid fights. Hasn't really helped them. I mean, overall, their performance in the series has gone down. They won the first one, lost the second. Now we're in a golden cap of the third map. So
yeah, I think that's kind of a good narrative to kind of, like talk about what's happening. We're about to go live here soon, but the narrative here is, Sick Laughter came in, did really strong, and then a good comeback from Lol Tilt. Lol Tilt gave a lot of strength in their first match, and that Sick Laughter haven't deteriorated in the same manner that Lol Tilt has. So hopefully Lol Tilt can get back to form if they want to win this round, win this map, because we are in Golden Cap. Cornpop, run us through it.
Is the grand finals have opened. This is the last round as we are on Golden Cap, the last map. Get ready, because this is all or nothing. Winner of this goes to first place, and loser goes home. Memo's on Pyro. This is the play. Pushing forward, instantly piped down by CJ, and now we see the rest of their team trying to aggress after that Pyro death. They did trade 1-1. Soldier went down. Vlad Andri did end up falling. Avalcian Kitchen actually fighting Fontar and barely wins that one, actually. I didn't think he would, but he was very low and still managed to get the frag in the end with that Cow Mangler. So he's going to be back in the fight pretty shortly here. Going to be maybe trying to cut them off. Yes, he is jumping forward. They're all trying to back off now. He got Zeri, but otherwise looks like the rest of them are going to make it out alive. So once again, this is going to be a mid fight going in favor of Lol Tilt.
I got really excited because Abel was right in the right position to bomb in from the window, but he missed his shot, and he'll get away with it somehow. And apparently the server rental is about to go away, so Sukel is quickly extending their server rental time. Thanks, Serve Me. Shoutouts to all the wonderful communities of TF2 that allow us to make ETF2L work, specifically Serve Me.
Absolutely. Great stuff going on in this community. Memo with the big jump in, though, and he's getting completely denied. Fontar takes him down fairly easily there. Not a great bomb by him. Took a lot of damage in, so now they're still sort of fighting back and forth. We'll see. They want to try to sack this in. Obviously, I mean, it's Golden Cap last map, all on the line. They don't want to just go balls to the wall. They want to keep it a little bit safe here, but somebody's got to make a move.
Oh boy. Pressure's really on. The Uber gets forced off, and the server has not been extended. So it's up to this entire round if we can make it happen. Chando's trying to escape. He's going to get out with his life. Juho is a little bit still, juking around, and Ducky will be able to pick up Fundo before getting taken out by Sukel. So now, once again, Avel finally hits his rocket and is going to get on top of the fence here, draw some players down while the rest of them take second. Lol Tilt are looking strong here. It's even on both sides as far as, numbers and Ubers. They are going to get their second, though, and that's going to be giving them the advantage here because they only have, well, assuming the server doesn't run out, they have all the time in the world to push into last.
Yes, this is their opportunity now as they're poised to push into last. Of course, is even Uber charges, but they can take their time with this, as you've said. Their biggest clock might just be the server time. I don't know what happens if that server time runs out. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Hopefully we won't have to, but they're looking to get in on this last point. It is all or nothing for them. everything on the line. If they can make a last push here, they will end the game, and 8 minutes are left on that server time. I hope that doesn't expire. That would actually be awful.
Oh, there we go. Extended
Okay.
reservation by 60 minutes. That's all it took. Is CJ, the king, the hero that TF2 deserves, but not the one it needs right now.
Zeri on this right-hand
Nemo,
side.
way
Okay,
too much free damage on Chando. Chando barely skipped his way around, and Zeri got the better of Fundo. So with 2 frags there, this is definitely 100% the only opportunity they'll have, or the best opportunity they'll have. The best opportunity they've had. Like, every single opportunity comes down to, we have 2 frags, this is the golden cap, we have to push out. But Ducky gets taken down, and that's not good.
Man, they keep wanting to go passive, and I guess it doesn't work. They kind of beat that as they tried to push out with that 2-man advantage. Unfortunate. Of course, they don't want to, like, risk it and get back up. I know that's always a concern, but regardless, they're still sitting on their last point, and that's never a position you want to be in. If you just sit on your last point for the next 60 minutes that the server's been extended, you're not going to win because you can't. You're not pushing any teams to last. So, I don't know. They've got to get out on that second point eventually. That has to be their end goal, but not that time, it seems. Nemo's going to be doing another bomb here.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't finish before you get taken away by the Popo. Nice air shot from Ducky.
Very well done.
He connects that. So this is gonna be like, this is definitely not even a poker prod situation. This is a, hey, let's get our sniper some room, maybe get another shot, maybe get a crucial pick like another soldier or a demo, maybe a sentry pick. That'd be pretty cool. But Vlad, ooh, there it is. Avil gonna get sniped there by Zeri, and that's gonna open up the door for a lot of freedom here, because now with that done, they need to get a player in, but unfortunately there's a defensive sentry. So this is actually, I'm not even kidding, this is gonna be an endless round. We're gonna go the whole 68 minutes left, 65 minutes in server time, because there's no time limit, someone has to win a round, and there's a sentry on second. The only way that, you know, Sick Laughter can get out of there is if they have a genuine Uber push, because that sentry is in a great position to get spammed out, but they have to get so much room just to spam it out in the first place. So they can't counter sack, they can only snipe, and as soon as one snipe happens, everyone just backs off. They go and they hide behind their sentry. So they can just keep sending in Nemo, who's in the face of Chando, it's taken down, and this is going to happen for the next 60 minutes. I'm not kidding.
Nah, yeah, honestly, you might be right. There is still the round timer, which has got 7 minutes on it right now. Now, see, both soldiers bombed in, okay, and now they're going to be looking to push out in a second, but they don't know this is a sentry gun, and now they've got to deal with this giant mess sitting on those logs. It gets taken out fairly easily, though, and this isn't actually too bad for them at all. They popped out. They're going to almost lose CJ. He gets saved by that overcharge, and Nemo's in a tough spot. He's going to end up going down as he's trying to get back to last. Ducky as well is kind of wanting to go back to last, at least if he can make it alive, but with only 2 players left alive, I think this might be a round for a full tilt. They could win it right here. It's only Vlad Andrea, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Bro, that is going to be the end of the game. GG's coming out. Wall Tilt are your ESC, or ETF2L Season 28 Open Grand Finals. I know, I messed it up.
Well, see, that's the secret, Cornpop. You have to caster curse yourself to end the game for the sake of everyone's mentality, specifically Gemm. Gemm, can we get a big round of applause before we continue with the breakdown? Give a hand off to you know, Gemm for toughing this out with us. It's really hard for, you know, someone of Gemm's high caliber quality to come down to our lowly realm of ETF2L Open to, you know, camera for all this. So give a heart, give a T-Tours if you love Gemm, and we appreciate his efforts here tonight as we start talking about these stats.
Yeah, I don't know, the Golden Cap stats can often be a bit of a tough time. We Hipfire spamming that lol tilt in chat. Big ups to them as well. I mean, they really were struggling for the first 10 minutes of this series. As you said, like, it looked like they were going to get completely rolled back, like 5-0 in 20-minute grand finals. But no, this was a really close grand finals, and lol tilt ended up coming out on top. They pulled a lot of strange plays, but you know what? It worked for them, and if that's how you win open, then that's how you win open.
Yeah, that is so well said. Like, they played the game they wanted to play. They put themselves in a situation where, hey, our off classes can do these very unique, very niche roles on these maps. You know, you had the Pyro spamming reflecting the rockets to try and chip away at the med on process. We saw a lot of heavy play. defensively, the sentries on second. Like Lol Tilt needed to play a slow game where one mistake led them to getting a better Uber exchange, any kind of fight that worked in their favor, and then just beat it into a pulp until they eventually got the better of it.
And it worked out for them. Good game to Sick Laughter as well. I was really happy with how they played. They're going to continue to improve. Absolutely, they can. They're going to keep getting better, and I'll be excited to see how they are in like a year or so, because I think they can climb up if they stick together. Obviously, I mean a lot of teams don't, but
yeah, no, this isn't like ESEA where as soon as you make it to playoffs, or if you don't make it to playoffs, you die. No, in ESEA that happens, but ETF2L, it's just like, hey, well, you guys want to do another season? Yeah, sure. Let's get a few brews, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
So I mean, that's really all there is to say. You know, congratulations, so. Lol Tilt, Grand Open champions. Grand Open, that's right. No one popped in for an interview me. I don't even know if they have the connect info for Mumble, but I mean, if we really want to give them their like 5 minutes to talk, we can do a quick interview session with the winning team, and if anyone else from Sick Laughter wants to join, I'd love to get like some words from Chando or CJ. They were key players in the first few maps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to ask that engineer player what his IQ is. Whew. That's all I want to know, really.
And like, do they make helmets big enough for that head?
Oh boy, but yeah, no, I think we. Oh, I see the words. Oh, well, I don't know.
I see CJ. I'm pulling him in.
Yeah. Okay.
You were denied move privileges.
Well, Epic. Get screwed, bro.
Well, he just needs to join the Interview Me channel, and then I can drag him, because I have access in the TFTV domain, but he's en route, and that's not part of the TFTV domain.
Maybe he's not coming in to talk to us. Maybe he's going in.
Yeah, maybe he's like going in for like a quick I don't know, some other game. Maybe a quick MDM session or something with some friends in the Mumble. Maybe, I don't know.
Just unwind, you know, after a long game.
Maybe we can hopefully relay to CJ to join the Interview Me channel, and then we can pull him in, and then hopefully someone from Lol Tilt, so we can get the winning teams feeling their pride, their joy, their big brain plays. Fundo with the engineer. I hope we can get them in here.
Yeah, it should be a good time. Always like the interview parts of the end of the cast. Woo! Oh, there he is. CJ.
Oh, wait.
Hello.
There we go. What's up?
How's it going, guys?
Hello, CJ. We're your American casters. I'm sorry that we couldn't get anyone better for you, but we're here to have a quick interview with, unfortunately, your team lost, but I mean, you guys, you personally did a phenomenal job the entire match series, topping the frags, topping the damage for the first 2 maps. What was your overall opinion? Like, let's just get a quick, while we wait for other players to join, let's get a quick rundown of how you're feeling the whole way through.
Well, on process, we were like, we thought we were playing really well. We had like a lot of momentum at the start, and then we had like a couple of failed last pushes, and that just kind of ruined everything else. I don't know how and then they started running the heavy, and then we didn't really know what to do. So it was kind of, yeah, it just wasn't too good, really.
Yeah, it's tough when, you know, these specialist classes and heavies and pyros come in. It just kind of throws off the whole, you know, what you're used to, because you guys were dominating when it was the cookie cutter 6v6.
Yeah, like that's like how we are though. We're not gonna. It's just how they stalemate all the time, and it clearly works for them in the game. So, you know.
Yeah. So we've got our players joining us now. We got Fundo, Mimo, and Syukle. I hope I said that right.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Good. Okay. Well, gentlemen, the winning team, Lol Tilt. Cornpop has some questions for you, Fundo. But before we get into those really fun questions, let's how are you guys feeling right now? You guys just won grand finals for Open in ETF2L. What's the first thing in your mind right now?
I'm quite happy.
Quite happy.
Yes. Anyone else?
No other
very happy.
Just happy.
Yeah, I mean what else is there to say? You guys won, you know, a hard fought season. You made it to the top, and after a very tough, like, I was so worried about you guys. Like, the first 10 minutes, I was like, well, this is going to be quick. I'll be able to, you know, get a nap in real quick after this is all over.
Get Punka in InterVF channel? He's our coach.
Oh, yeah, let's get Punk in here. There we go.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Hello, coach of Lol Tilt. Punk.
Yeah.
Hello.
I think we had not enough off-classing in this match.
No, you
Well, that's a
definitely
good
did.
segue.
You definitely did.
The game is boring without off-classes.
Yeah, if there's no mask or rain of bullets, there's no point, right? So, Cornpop, you have a few questions. Why don't you run them down?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you guys had some unorthodox plays in that match. You utilized a lot of the off classes that you used. I want to know specifically about my favorite one that you guys pulled out was that engineer pushing into last. Is that something like you've practiced often, like you were ready to do, or was that just kind of out of the hat?
We actually steal that strat from another open team called Polish Squad.
Oh yeah.
They did that against us, and it worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So we started using it too.
Yeah, and it definitely worked out. I mean, it was the only reason it really worked was because you got that kill on Fontar and got that Frontier Justice crit, which then got you another kill, and then you just shotgunned your way to the point. And Fundo, you really pulled it out for your team there.
Yeah, it's usually what I do on Engie.
I think
I pull my team.
I think the teleport was big value too.
Yeah, no, we were. Cornpop was so certain that it was going to be a magical telefrag play, and I was telling him, "There's no way. Like, as soon as you teleport behind, you're going to die." So I don't think that would work. But unfortunately, couldn't see that.
Even the teleporter that just went, from your spawn over to the second point, being able to keep sacking in players and bringing them back to your second point.
That part was good.
Yeah. So that was good. Do you think there's a counter to that? Because obviously it worked really, really well for you guys. Both times you tried it, you ended up winning the rounds.
I think Spy could be the best counter for it.
Spy?
Yeah, if you just zap everything.
CJ, you were on the enemy team. Did Spy cross your mind in that moment? Did you even know there was a sentry gun, like an engineer, before they pushed into your last?
We knew there was an NG, so we were like, okay. And then but they pushed, and they moved the engine, and then at that point I was like, well, I didn't know what was going on because there's like off-casters everywhere and stuff. So I had no idea what to shoot or But we expected the Spy the whole time. Like
I did it a lot less this game because.
Yeah, and then that one time I killed you. You're hiding. I was like, we were like always aware of the Spy.
Yeah, I saw you just turning around all the time, so I was satisfied with just that. I didn't feel like I need to play the Spy that much.
It's like complete cancer, the tactics these guys are using.
You mean us?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, if it works, then I guess it works out for you guys. CJ, how much preparation goes in when you're playing in the grand finals against a team like this to researching their team, researching strats like this? You guys put a lot of effort into like that sort of the aspect of it?
Well, when we played them in regular season, they didn't run as many aids off casters. So we were they only ran a Spy most of the time. So we weren't too worried. And then they came to this and they were running everything. Just decided to put out of nowhere. So
actually, the heavy was we haven't practiced it before. It was first time doing it in the official.
You should think I think the engineer is much better than the heavy. I didn't notice the heavy too much.
Well,
the heavy's only got in process.
We had practice at Engi, so.
Yeah, I think definitely the engineer was your most successful, at least of the unorthodox off classes that you ran. I don't know about sniper and spy. There were crazy amount of sniper plays that we sometimes see, but no, I thought it was a good game. I think Ducky's just getting into the interview channel. Yeah, there he is.
Hello.
Hello, Ducky. How was your match?
I feel like we played really well, and we shouldn't be annoyed. It's fucking it's a second place finish. It's really good, and I think we should be happy with what we got. And I just think Loltil played really, really well.
Great. And just before we go, I want to know from both teams. We'll start with LOL Tilt. What are your plans for the future? You guys sticking together and moving up in the league?
I
yes,
guess.
definitely.
Yeah. I guess we'll try to get into open, but if that doesn't work, maybe we have to go to high or something.
All right. And guys on Sick Laughter, anything for next season? Any plans?
Yeah, we're staying together. I'm pretty sure I know at least 4 people staying.
Okay.
So we're going into next season, play mid.
Oh no, we were hoping that you did fold after this officer.
Oh, I was afraid CJ would do the same. But
No, we're playing together, so nothing to worry about.
Good luck to you. I'm looking forward to playing again
of
with
course.
I'm not.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in. Ro, do you
you.
have
But
anything
CJ,
else?
you are a very toxic person. I don't really
What?
like you.
Well, I haven't done anything.
Mimo, please, could you teach that accent? I really like it.
Sorry.
Well,
I guess that
Well,
was
we're gonna-
all from our team.
Yes, now see you next time. Thank you for the very entertaining matchup.
Of course.
Alright, we'll do a quick shout out rundown, starting with CJ all the way down, and then we'll sign off with that. So CJ, shout outs.
Shout out to Nagel, DLC, Hellblazer, Tej, and Wolfie.
Cornpop, you don't get a word. Ducky,
Shout out to dedicated Limbine collectors. Shout out to my team. Shout out to Nav Windray, and also shout out to just everyone who watched and you guys, the casters, as well.
Fundo,
Yes, shout out to my team and supporters, and shout out to Mason especially.
Mimo,
Shout out to enemy team for the greatest game of this season, and shout out to Hamsta for merking us, and shout out to Police Squad for great strats.
Punk,
Shout out to Mimo, he's just a great guy and something else.
and something
and
else.
Lot of vodka.
Suko,
Shout out to my team and shout out to the admins that actually put us into open after we played Mid
Shout
in
out to
season
Bloodies.
27. Yeah, shout out to Bloodies.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your champions, LOL Tilt, joined by special guest CJ and the coach of LOL Tilt. We'll be seeing you guys later on this week, maybe next, whenever the next season starts. For any future Team Fortress TV action, you can check us out on teamfortress.tv. You'll see all the schedules and updates there. And until then, thank you guys for watching. Shoutouts to Cornpop, my co-caster, myself, Ro, and Gemm, the cameraman. We'll be seeing you guys later.